Okie dokie. Well, I think it's gonna be time to get started. Welcome everyone. How you all doing? Welcome. I see some new faces and a lot of returning amazing people. Thank you very much for coming as always. Yeah, as you can see, it's another Blackboard moment. We're gonna start with a little bit of lesson on drawing buildings. So I've taught a bunch of classes on buildings in the past, and yeah, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a run through of a specific three-step system that I use to make buildings, and then we're gonna design one together. Hopefully later on this week on Thursday we'll get together and turn one of those drawings we make today into a Minecraft build. So we're gonna get a bit of a gaming day. Actually, I can show you folks. I can show you folks what my gaming guy's gonna look like. This is me playing games. This is my gaming PNG tuber. You will see him on Thursday. But yeah, let's go back to teacher mode. Okie dokie, here we go. Fantastic. There we go. We're back. Everything's normal. Ooh, curly drawing. Nice, nice. I know it's Fontanian waters, and I will someday learn it without having to read it, but if I call you Fountain today, I'm so sorry. My brain just reads Fountain waters. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. So, essentially, we're going to go through this three-step process that I essentially use for designing buildings. And I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about it and the importance of it. And also going to show you an easy exercise that you can use to make buildings yourself. I should finish dinner to draw. Yes, yes, TF. Join us. Draw together. Good news is I'm gonna do a little bit of lesson bit for the beginning, so you guys can get your pens out, your tablets out, and draw together with me. Hopefully, I generally really want to see what you guys do. So, okay, so yeah, Minecraft is practice. So we're gonna go through the three steps today, but I just want to show you guys a couple of examples that a couple of years ago, I really struggled drawing buildings, and I came up with this idea as an avid Minecraft player. I decided I would just look up some nice looking Minecraft builds. On Pinterest mostly, let's be honest here, but also on Instagram and stuff, and essentially just try my best at drawing them. Because a lot of like Minecraft builds have the whole what's it called, the shaders and stuff. Like they usually take pictures of them with shaders. They're actually really good for like showing like light and shadow, because they get pretty like drastic kind of like shading and stuff like that. And yeah, and essentially just taking these as inspiration, because Minecraft is a block game. It's based on blocks. It's pretty simple to kind of like break down these kind of like basic shapes and then slowly turn them into some more complicated looking houses. You can see here the idea of grabbing this very basic square drawing and just breaking it down into its main components before adding those architectural details and then obviously giving it a nice coat of paint and stuff. So yeah, this is definitely an exercise that I recommend you guys do, especially if, like me, you struggle with the idea of drawing buildings. It's an easy way to step away from the fear of perspective and getting that perspective right and like being so like connected to the grid and start to see buildings as characters, start seeing buildings as what they are, like exaggerated, characterful kind of drawings. So yeah, that's kind of a tip that I definitely recommend you guys go into. But let's break down. I don't like this music that's playing. That one's a bit better, more relaxing. Um, yeah, that's a bit better. Don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's like too like nerve wracking. It was making me talk faster for some reason. Definitely, yeah, vibes and shit definitely struggle with buildings. It is a hard thing to like to do, especially to jump into. Hopefully with this kind of like breakdown into its three steps, you'll guys catch it a bit easier. But a big part of buildings is going to be that perspective and keeping that perspective grid, specifically because buildings tend to be quite rigid. So it is very easy to see when you make those perspective mistakes and for those to like be calling out to you as you look at them. So it is fairly like common and easy to make these mistakes, which makes buildings a bit trickier and more daunting in a lot of cases to get into. But yeah, let's break it down. So this is the kind of like system that I use essentially. Pretty fun because all of it starts with S. So it's shape, scale, and style essentially are the three main things that I want you to worry about. So shape is number one. Why I'm bringing this to Minecraft as well, not only because of this specific exercise, but it's so painful realizing your mistakes 2 hours later for sure. Yeah, that's one of the main issues. Like you start going into it, and then like 5 hours into a drawing, you're like, oh, this is completely wrong, and I'm gonna have to like change so much that essentially like the last 3 hours were a waste. Yeah, it's one of those very painful things that can really like demotivate you. So yeah, starting up with shape is I think one of those ways that you can really manage to get those first steps down in order to then like build upon that and kind of like work on top of that. Do 1 second. A weird pop up on my laptop. Um, yes, okay. Annoying. Gosh, I need to update to Windows 11, but I really, really don't want to. Like, really, really don't want to. Oh well. Uh, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah. So I like the boxy B onto the left. Have we been introduced? Oh yeah. So this is my little. So for some reason, I like the idea of having some like little guys. Every once in a while. I'll hopefully theme them to what we're doing. But today we have a little Minecraft bee, little baby bee, from the new update kind of thing. She doesn't have a name, so feel free to give her a name. And if you guys know from the internet meme, gosh, that made me sound old. If you guys know from the meme, Minecraft bees are canonically trans, so we got to give her a nice sounding name, and we are very supportive of her decisions here and her journey. So yeah, little helper, yes. Jump the ships to Linux. Honestly, I've been generally thinking about it. I really, really don't want freaking Copilot asking me for AI prompts every single. Ugh, the I hate AI. This is an anti-AI server, not server, stream. Okay, so one of the big reasons I wanted to bring this whole building thing to Minecraft is because, first of all, Minecraft is commonly one of like the most popular, well, first of all, one of the best sold, most popular games in the world, but one of the ones that we think about when we think of buildings. Everyone that plays Minecraft at one point or another is going to have to build something. And it really puts us in that place where like the entire game is built around building. So dumb DB, dumb DB, is that your suggestion? Yeah, for the name? And yes, no AI, fuck AI, dumb DB. Okay, dumb DB. Bear. Oh, I like Bear because B Bear. That's cute too. Maybe DumDB is the surname and Bear is the name, and we just go with Wingsmay and TF suggestions, and it's Bear DumDB. Okay, well now that's canon. That's official. Someone's gonna clip that so I don't forget. Uh, that's it's Bear DumDB. That's the official name of our little baby bee from the corner. Yes. Okay, so the reason I chose Minecraft as kind of like this base for like teaching this thing about building is again because it's one of the things that takes us closer to the idea of buildings. It's one of the things that like really demystifies the idea of buildings. There's very simple blocks in Minecraft, and it's quite simple to make something that looks quite decent in it. Reminds you of Bumblebee. Oh yeah, Beadamdb. Bumblebee. It does look like a bit of a bumblebee. She's quite chunky. I try to make her as round as possible. But yeah, like through Minecraft, I don't know if you guys have ever obsessed about Minecraft building the same way I probably do, because that is the only way that I interact with the game. Like I don't, I'm not a fighter. I'm not good at PvP or PvE or even exploration. I get very lost in that game. I've never beat the game. I'm not a speedrunner. So or parkour at all. So like all I really do in Minecraft is build games, build buildings. So a lot of the time that I like when I look up Minecraft things on YouTube, what I'm looking at is builders talking about their process and their ideas and the ways that they build. And a very common thing that you might see a lot if you're looking into learning and getting better at Minecraft building is this idea of blocking out before you start a build, blocking out in simple shapes what the structure of that build is going to be before you go ahead and add detail to it. So let me go into my little draw mode. But essentially, like in order to create this, you're going to have to start with this. So the simple idea of blocking out a building into its essential, bare, simple shapes, it's the first step into like creating something this textured and complex kind of thing. So yeah, it's the Minecraft dialect that changed the Bumblebee to Dumblebee with time. Heck yeah. Oh my god, you guys. But yeah, so essentially the first step of shape. This is hard. It's hard teaching when you guys are having more engaging conversations in the chat. This is great. I'm like, I feel like I'm getting distracted. I'm like, yeah, I need to teach and be like professional and stuff, but I really want to talk about bad dumb DB. Oh god, dumb DB. That sounds like that's one of those like repeating songs that like very young children, like toddlers, listen to, like the Baby Shark stuff, like dum dibby dum dibby dum dibby. You could imagine like a whole repeating song like that driving you crazy. Great name, 10 out of 10. Bea Dum DB approves. Can I move her actually? I think I can. Let me unlock her and do a little flyby. Is that Bea? No, that's the wrong one. That's the I unlocked the wrong one. There we go. This one. There we go. Wow, magic animation. Uh, reminds me of the ending sing from Eight Crazy Nights. I feel like I'm the crazy knight here. Slowly going mad. Okay, yes. Back to the tutorial stuff. Okay, so basic shapes. We all understand what like the basic polygons are. If we've ever drawn anything, like drawing a cube in perspective is one of the first things that you get taught how to do in like when you're starting to learn how to draw kind of things. So the idea of blocking these objects into a grid and putting them in perspective is might seem quite daunting. But once we have these blocks in that perspective, it's really easy to come in and add certain things to that same drawing. Like if I wanted to draw a door over here, it'd be a lot easier knowing what like the lines look like around here. Like this is a 3 point perspective because these are screenshots that I took in the game earlier today. I just built these like random shapes. On like a super flat Minecraft, and you can see that like just from this we've established like a 3 point perspective that would be quite tricky and even a bit daunting to establish manually, but just by having like these simple shapes already in 3D, or like in these examples that I found where like people just like put them up on their like tables and take pictures of them, it essentially gives you a very good starting point for you to create this build. So shape is going to be the first step. I want you to come up with a shape and put it down. Today we're going to be doing a small exercise where I just like grab two shapes and kind of like turn them into different looking buildings with the same exact shape kind of thing, just so you guys can see like the power of like the other two elements that we're going to talk about. But essentially shape is the most basic one. And the reason why I talked about like Minecraft buildings as a really good resource for this kind of stuff is because they can be broken down into shapes incredibly easily, and they give us already like a pretty defined perspective grid when you do so. You can see like these are some random ones that I found throughout. You can even see that like the idea of like turning real life architecture into a Minecraft build is a pretty commonplace thing to do. But like yeah, when I look at builds like these, they might seem a bit complicated, but essentially by the very nature of them being Minecraft builds, we can very easily find the actual like cubes and squares that they are made out of. So by doing this, we already have an established perspective grid, and we kind of understand what like the major shapes are in their elements. So it gives us a very easy way of like either following them strictly if we want to make our building look very rigid, or even like exaggerating these shapes and like warping them and giving them a little bit of like character if we felt so inclined. So yeah, it essentially like creates a really wonderful canvas for you to work on top of. And that's kind of what we're going to do today. We're going to be designing buildings with this very like structural shape already done for us, because I want to show you how like it can be a thing that you don't really have to think about too much, that it can be done for you. And that's a really fun way of practicing drawing buildings. The more you do it, the more it becomes like a thing where you could just like make your own shapes and build your own things. But yeah, getting accustomed and drawing within this perspective essentially like makes it easier for you to do it without a grid, which is, I find like the most daunting thing, at least to me. The thing that stifles my creativity is having to sit down and draw a grid. So I kind of just skip it because we don't have to, we don't need to. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. So second one. So that's first one. Shape. These ideas of having like certain polygons within our set perspective grid, which again we can cheat by using Minecraft or any other kind of like 3D like 3D sculpting program, or just like taking pictures of cubes in our house. Yeah, it's essentially creating these basic shapes that are going to be the bedrock of our buildings. And yeah, by taking pictures of them or 3D modeling them, we skip having to worry about perspective, which is fun because perspective fucking sucks and it's annoying. And drawing perspective grids makes things feel really rigid. Like, it's an interesting and good thing for you to practice, and like it's good for you to learn about it, but it really does kind of like become this kind of daunting thing. And I am all about making like improving your art fun. So like the less you need to do these like annoying things, I think the more it puts you on a spot where you actually want to do some drawing. So yeah, if you can skip it, friggin' skip it. Why not? Okay, so second important thing we got to worry about is scale. So as you can see in this example, very pretty window that someone made in miniature, but you know it's miniature because you can see someone's giant hand next to it. So how do we measure scale when it comes to buildings? This is rather important. When we see a building, we usually take certain things that reflect what the size of our human body is and what we're used to and how we're used to interacting with that size. And that's going to determine what scale we're working at. If I just draw a facade like this, we don't know anything about the facade, but as soon as I put a door down there, we assume that this is the size of a human. But if suddenly there's a giant window here and like a bigger kind of door on the second floor, this is going to start to feel very very confusing because we're working with a lot of different scales. So you want to keep your scales consistent. If this is the size of our door, this is what our brain assumes the size of a human is going to be. So this is what like more or less the size of a bunch of stairs is going to be. This is what the size of a second door is going to be. This is what we expect windows to be. It's going to really give us like an idea of what kind of scale we're working at. So certain things that human interact with, whether it's staircases, whether it's windows, whether it's doors, whether it's things like benches or lampposts, they are going to tell us, hey, this is what the size of a human is in comparison to the things that you're seeing. So we need to make sure that we have a consistent scale throughout our buildings as to not create that confusion. That's one of the biggest kind of like mistakes that I see most commonly happen when people start drawing buildings. It's the scale. It's the fact that like they draw a giant door with tiny windows, or like the windows on the top of the tower look bigger than the windows next to the door. So like it makes your brain get really confused about what the actual scale we're working at is. And then it starts making things feel like this, where you have this giant stained glass window, but there's a there's a ginormous hand next to it. So yeah, Minecraft is another great way of testing this out. If you look at Minecraft builds, there are builds like these which are made with a specific scale in mind. Here, the size of this door tells us about the size of the person. So does this mailbox that they've drawn over here. So this is what like a normal door looks in Minecraft. This is what like a normal player looks like in Minecraft. But because they've added this like top part to that door, because this mailbox is so high up in the air, it's almost like a slightly bigger scale than you would normally have. Like the human being would be like almost like 2.5 blocks tall for the sake of like this specific scale that we're seeing here. And then in contrast to that, which is very close to like the scale of like the game, you have buildings like these. These look fantastic. And from afar, we would assume that a person is probably like the size of the door, if not a little smaller. Maybe it's a pretty big door. Maybe a human being is something like this because it's a pretty big door. But when we actually zoom in, we get to see that the size of the Minecraft door ends up being almost like, you see how low res it is, how much we have to zoom in. This ends up being the size of like a human in comparison to this tower. It doesn't feel correct because the door feels so much more gigantic, the windows feel so much more gigantic. Even this smaller kind of door here on the kind of like balcony seems so much more gigantic, and it's because this whole building has been built at a way larger scale than the building over here. So thinking of a scale like that, we want to take a look at those reference points that tell us the exact size of a human being. Those are going to be the ones that are gonna like trip us up the most when it comes to our buildings, when it comes to like showing that kind of scale. So yeah, make sure the staircases are the size of a human being. Make sure the doors are the size of a human being. Make sure the windows are the size of a human being, all that kind of thing. Railings are another one. Normally, railings tend to go up to like a little bit above our waist, and I know that it's not a like a 1-to-1. We're not looking at like specific like proportions when it comes to the human body and stuff. It's just in relation to what we expect a human body to look like. We want to make things in scale to that. So yeah, that's step number two. Quite simple. Pick a scale, keep it consistent throughout your build. So we have our shape, we have our scale. Now comes the time where we look at style. So style is the third one and the one that gives our building character. It's the one that tells us the most about what our building is, what it's used for, where it comes from, what culture made that building, what biome that building like inhabits, what kind of like purpose that building has. So when it comes to style, there's an entire like field dedicated to building styles. You probably heard about it. It's called architecture. Essentially, it's there's a huge history around it. I'm not gonna get it into it. I taught a class on buildings, I think a couple weeks back, and I did like run through all the architectural styles that I've been taught, but there's thousands and hundreds. They change depending on the location, the time period, what's in vogue. There's like a lot of different things that influence them, whether it's like wars and conquering nations or like discoveries that happen or like whatever's in fashion at the time. Like there's a lot of reasons for architecture to be certain ways. But the reason that we care as artists about architecture is because architecture can tell us things about what our building looks like and how do we implement these architectural elements into our building. Well, I want you to think about them in like the things that are part of that building. I want you to think about things like columns and arches. So columns, arches. You can see some examples, and again, I got some Minecraft examples over here because we're Minecraft themed today. This is a Minecraft building one. So yeah, you can see here these are trying to replicate some of the very clearly some of those very classical both kind of ancient Greek and like even before kind of architectural themes. So yeah, they do that through Minecraft blocks, and you can see that the different kind of shapes that they're using for these arches, for the columns, the colors, the textures, the kind of shape, kind of define how different these things look. It's what defines the kind of a style. You can see here like the styles of actually I don't know how to say this in English, but it's like that little thing on top of a column. Yeah, it's I'm sure it's got a name. I don't actually know its name in English, I just realized. But yeah, there's like a huge like swaths of just people who dedicate their lives to understanding all of these different architectural ideas. Yeah, you can look into it, you can watch documentaries on it, you can read textbooks on it. The more you learn and know about architecture, the easier for you it's going to be to actually like use those ideas within your art. At the end of the day, it's all about building that visual library. The more you draw buildings, whether it's like just going around your hometown and drawing the buildings that are around there, or just looking up different buildings from different time periods and different places in the world, the more you do that, the more you store these ideas or these stylistic elements in your brain that you can later then use during your building design. It's kind of the same idea as we talk about when we talk about character design. When we talk about like you see different people throughout your day, you remember those like visual ideas that make up those people, and then you can implement them into your art. You can do that with costume design. Never thought much about architecture, lol. Hey Bree, welcome Bree. Never thought much about architecture. It's one of those fun things. Like it's all around us, and we barely notice it unless we have some sort of like education in architecture. Mine's very limited. As many of you guys know, I'm from Spain, so a lot of my understanding of architecture, the architecture, oh my god, a lot of my understanding of architecture comes from that specific culture and the history of that specific culture. So it's quite limited. Like I know a lot about like Romantic and Gothic and like even Islamic architecture, but as soon as you start talking to me about like the 1920s or Victorian or even like more modern stuff, at a bit of a loss. So yeah. But yeah, no, essentially, like the more you look into these things, the more you understand about them, the more kind of resources you have. Like, yeah, and what are these styles? Where do they actually like show themselves? If the way the windows look, the way we talked about columns, arches, windows. We can talk about roofs and roof shapes. There are so many architectural elements, most of which names I don't actually know in English. Because again, Spanish, so I learned architecture in Spain. But yeah, we can take a lot of these from real life references. So, looking up references, incredibly important. You want to, hey, let's say you want to design a house that's in a specific village, and for some reason you want to set it in the Victorian era in Europe. So you're going to look up a bunch of European Victorian like houses of that age that have like specific aesthetics, and you're going to try to take those and implement them into your build. You're going to analyze those architectural elements and see what choices they make. A lot of the choices also affect the shape. So like you can make a lot of different, like you can make a like the same shape feel like a lot of different elements, like like a lot of different styles architecturally. But there's certain architectural styles that are very big on like specific shapes, so that's like a thing to take into account. Like your style might define your shapes might define your scale, and your scale might define your style. So like these things aren't not like one step after another kind of thing. They're just three things that you kind of need to take into account as like we go round and round thinking about our building. It reminds me how I had to build a tiny paper model of of a Gothic building. Yeah, I think you meant to say Gothic. Um, yeah, it's what yeah, that's the thing you do a lot in architecture school. Like I went to university at an art college, and we had some architecture students at the college, because like architecture is kind of like, or at least in the UK where I went to university, they kind of teach it like a mixture of like art and like engineering. So you had like the students coming back and forth, and a lot of their projects were essentially trying to make small versions of buildings, and trying to get them to not collapse. So yeah, it was actually kind of fun seeing all their little miniatures and stuff whenever it came time for like the shows and things. But yeah, lots of different architectural styles. You can see the incredible variation of like building styles from like not just time periods, but even like different places in the world. Like on a place where it rains a lot, and I'm just like giving it a shot in the dark and saying this is somewhere in the UK or Ireland. Like this just feels very UK or Ireland. It might be the US trying to imitate, like the north of the US, imitating those like early UK Irish kind of buildings. But yeah, somewhere where it rains a lot, you're gonna get things like peaked roofs. Because the rain and the snow needs to fall off of those roofs, and if it stays there, it's gonna make the roof collapse. So yeah, whereas like somewhere that's hotter, I'm guessing this is northern Africa. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, you're going to get buildings with completely flat roofs. Most of the time, those roofs are going to be walkable because it's an extra space that you're building, so you might as well actually use it. There's not a lot of rainfall, so you don't have to worry about that. But ventilation is a very important thing, so they want to keep the houses in the shade but well ventilated. So yeah, there's a lot of like practical elements that are going to define what kind of architecture you choose for your specific like project, and it kind of works a little bit like when we talk about things like creature design, where we have to think about, oh, what's the environment that this creature inhabits? Let's see what adaptations it might have to that specific environment. But also modern buildings don't give a crap about that, and that's why they're so energy inefficient, because we build like wooden buildings meant for like northern cold regions in the middle of a desert, and then just pump them with AC. Pretty stupid thing. We used to be smarter about these things, but we do that. We build giant glass skyscrapers in the middle of Arizona for some reason. So like, yeah, we do very stupid things. So like, you can also showcase a lot about like a people and a place by the dumbass decisions that they make. Like in a lot of us in like modern society, where we just say, hey, let's just put a fucking skyscraper made out of glass in a desert and pump it with AC. It's fine. We'll fix it in post. Literally, we'll fix it in post. Architecture, Brie, you nailed it. It is the we can fix it in post method to architectural design. So yeah, is it where I'm from? My father took a few courses in before he befriended someone and discovered computer science. Ooh, nice. Ha ha ha. So he did a little bit of architecture. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. White Cliffs of Dover vibe. Yeah, this is very White Cliffs of Dover vibe. Um, yeah, so like you're going to have a lot of also like cultural influences to your types of buildings. Like when we see things like this is not a building that has like anything other than a ceremonial kind of use. Things like this, I'm not 100% where this is from, but this specific tower and tower shape really reminds me of like a thing you see in like northern Africa, especially like Islamic countries, where they have these ventilation towers, and this kind of looks like a fancy version, like the shape of a ventilation tower, but like then fancied up because it's like no longer in use, more like just reminiscent of that idea. So like you get a lot of things like that. Like this is very like Greek when I look at this, the idea of like the yeso covered kind of like buildings that are kind of like asymmetrical and very kind of these more natural kind of shapes, because the actual like squareness and stuff isn't really important at all. Things like that, like this just reminds me of home. The haphazard like buildings that have basically seen thousands of years, so they just like get parts replaced, and like they're half mud, half brick, half rock kind of things. So yeah, there's a lot of like history, a lot of culture, and a lot of different ideas with buildings. So the more that you know about certain cultures, the more you investigate about certain architectural styles, the better you're going to be able to express those specifically. But as many other things, it's essentially like, hey, the more you learn, the more you observe, the more you look, the better of a visual library you're going to have. So I highly recommend doing like building studies and just sketching out images and photos of buildings. That's not what we're going to do today. Today we're going to like kind of like make a building from like our imagination essentially. But yeah, the more you spend times like drawing and sketching buildings and like trying to go like more or less like do the actual like big shapes versus like the small shapes, understanding the materials versus the kind of like techniques and stuff, it's going to really like build almost a portfolio in your head of these ideas. House of Theseus. Yeah, Breeze over here just like one banger after another. Great stuff. The We Can Fix It in Post Architecture, and then a House of Theseus. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Best comments. Okay, so yeah. So this again is why I think taking this idea of like a very simple like house built in Minecraft, you can even see with some of these, even though they use very weird materials and stuff, like this is a pitcher plant and these are some like vines and stuff, you can see how these things were used in order to imitate a very specific form of architecture. So what we can do is that we use these as a base again to like draw our own like more cartoonified houses. And I push people to draw more cartoony ones. You can be very rigid about it. I like the more cartoony ones, just because I like character in my drawings, so I like to push things a bit more. It's more fun, but you can also make them more rigid. And by mixing these two things together, the Minecraft houses and the real life references, you can look at things like this and be like, okay, so what is this meant to what is this trying to represent? Is this supposed to represent this or that? And then looking at similar styles in real life and trying to understand what kind of elements they're trying to do. It's a really cool exercise where you go back and forth and end up creating some very interesting stuff. But yeah, today, essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these shapes and we are going to just draw and design a couple of houses based on them. I'm going to give you guys a second if you're working digitally, if you want to screenshot some of these, if you want to use them as the basis for your houses. If you're working like traditionally as well, you can just take a picture of the screen with your phone or something, and then copy that. But yeah, essentially just because I find it very easy, very convenient, and very productive to just find these little cuts whenever you can and just yeah, just start working on houses and start working on buildings without having to think about the perspective because it's already done for you. I'm a lazy artist above everything. Laziness is the main thing that I do when it comes to art because I find that if you spend too much time on not drawing, it kind of like takes away the joy, at least for me. Um, I like taking things slow, but I also like being able to switch from one project to another, things like that. So yeah, and as someone who's worked in concept art in the industry, yeah, I kind of have to be quick about these things. So yeah, okay. So that's your time, guys. I hope you guys took some pictures of these. Yeah, we're gonna do some drawing now. Finally, 30 freaking minutes into this stream, and we're finally doing some drawing. Yeah, I hope that explanation was okay, but yeah, it's the three S's. I'm fairly proud of the fact that it turned out to be three S's: shape, scale, and style. Um, style is probably the biggest one though. There's a lot of variation within style. But that again depends on your own visual library and your own specific knowledge. But yeah, shape, scale, and style. Yeah, pretty proud that it turned out with three S's. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. So another fun part, we're gonna turn these shapes into houses. So I'm going to try for the next however long it takes, honestly. I'm going to try to create these two houses using these very similar shapes. So we have these two base shapes. I'm going to alter some things like adding roofs and windows and doors and things. But yeah, essentially I have on my other screen a couple of references, a couple of architectural references, and I'm going to be basing them on those and create a couple of different styled houses. I'm gonna make them quite drastically different stylistic wise, but just to show you guys how much power the actual style part of this sorry, hiccups, of this exercise has. I might keep them fairly close to scale. We'll see if I want to scale one of them down and another one up. But yeah, just so you guys can see how like we can take very similar shapes and just by changing those specific architectural elements, we can make them feel like very different houses from very different places. So I'm not going for anything fancy building wise. I think these are just going to be like houses where people live. So yeah. So I'm just going with that. But yeah, I'm gonna start by like essentially like lining out these kind of like shapes that we have here. We have the bottom shape over here and a bigger one over here. I think I'm going to start with a desert house because those are really fun to draw. I really like drawing desert houses. Um, yeah, some of my favorite stuff to draw. House-wise, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I'm gonna make this thing a tower. I'm gonna make this thing the roof, and then this is gonna be like an awning kind of thing. So scale-wise, we're talking about something where like the door is like this. It's a fairly big house that we're drawing here. Yes, yes. Or we could do a smaller one and just make the awning be something like this. And then, yeah, I might make a smaller one. Just because the smaller I make it, the faster I can draw it. Bigger scales mean more detail normally, so yeah. Maybe I do that. Maybe I just make it a little tiny bit smaller. So I'm gonna pop out this a little bit to create a little bit of a ridge here next to the roof. Just something like this. Again, following kind of like the perspective that we've established with these blocks. Do, 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 do. That's the, again, really useful, really fun thing about having this to begin with. So you have an established perspective, so you gotta just work on top of that. But yeah, so do something like that. So the plan for today is to finish these two little houses, and then on Thursday, I want to spend a bunch of time just trying to build them in Minecraft. Stream might end up being a bit longer because it kind of like my brain kind of disappears sometimes when I'm playing Minecraft, and I just spend way more time in there than I probably should. So, yeah, we might get a big stream on Thursday. But yeah. Also, a fun fact: tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm turning 28, and I feel very, very old. Very, very old. I'm 2 years away from 30, and that's absolutely terrifyingly insane. I remember that once upon a time on the Wing Canvas Discord server, you held an art challenge of drawing Minecraft builds. I drew a terrible pumpkin house. Yes, I remember it, and it wasn't terrible. It was really, really cool. Yes, I did that with the help of Evie. She's one of the mods on that server. She's fantastic, and she does these like monthly challenges things. And I asked her if I could do one, and she was like, "Yeah, go for it." And then I just like did like a thing where I posted a different Minecraft house every single day, and I had to draw them. And I did like, I think I did like four tops. I didn't really like go through the challenge at all. It was quite hard, and it was during Christmas time, so I didn't have a lot of free time, sadly. But yeah, no, that was definitely a fun one. Highly recommend. Also, thank you for the happy birthdays. You say when I turn 20 next month. Sorry, TF. 28 is the new 19. And 29 the new 40. I hope 28 is not the new 19. I was an absolute dumbass when I was 19. I'm not mad that I'm aging. It feels depressing to see how fast time goes. Like it's not about being like old, which I mean a little bit, but like it's more about holy crap, I'm already 28, but like I was turning 24 yesterday and now I'm 28. Like, oh my god, these past few years have just like flown by and not in a good way. Oof, yeah, time is passing really, really fast. Really, really fast. I don't like it. Too fast, too fast. I'm not able to keep up. But yeah, oh man. Uh, at 24, I had a stable job working in the industry, and then I got incredibly burnt out from it. Damn it. And now here I am, doing little Twitch streams. Bup, 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 bup. Some of us go forwards in life. Other ones, like myself, we just slide backwards a little bit. We're just like, let's just do worse next year than this past year. Yeah, life. I turned into an adult in January. Time is passing too fast. Oh damn. Yeah, January feels like yesterday, and we're already like almost done with March. It's too fast, man. I have a couple of weddings this summer that I need to attend. Ooh, I am very excited though for May because me and my partner are going to the London Comic Con, and I'm quite excited about it. I haven't been to a Comic Con since I was like 16, I think, 17 maybe. I was actually looking for those like at those pictures with my partner the other day. Holy crap. I look like a baby. It's insane. Hey, you're on Twitch at the peak of your career, right? I'm sure Basis is giving you big bucks for this. Oh, I hope. I haven't actually made it's not called partner, what's it called? Affiliate yet. But I'm surprisingly close to it. I wasn't expecting to make it to affiliate anytime soon. I think I'm just like a stream with like more than 4 viewers away or something like that from making it. Like I don't know. There was like a list of things that I had to do to become a Twitch affiliate. I have no idea what it does when I become a Twitch affiliate, but it's an award, so I'll take it. Yeah, I don't know what Twitch affiliate does. I need to talk to Jesse's partner, Jesse's fiance. He needs to tell me how Twitch works. Oh man. Yeah, you need a handful more streams. Managing ads will be your new hell. Wait, there's ads. Oh no. Or nor. What do I do with ads? Can I just do I get the ads? Do you guys get the ads? Who gets the ads? Do I get to choose what the ads are? Can I get you guys to watch Spanish ads? That'd be very funny. Just like all Spanish ads. You're like, what the heck? Actually, that's something that's surprisingly fun. I like when I travel looking at the ads of other countries. I hate ads when it's in my own country and my own language. And at this point, I hate UK ads too because I've seen enough of them. But like whenever I travel to a different country, I'm like, ooh, ads, fun. um, you can set it to have the lowest of 30 seconds every hour. Oh, okay, good. That's yeah. If that's the lowest, that's what we're doing. Yeah, no, I don't what imagine tuning into a stream of mine and it's all ads. Like every 30 seconds you get an hour long ad. That'd be hell. Gosh. We get the ads. I once got French ads on Twitch. I don't speak French. Yeah, that's fun. No, I'm pretty north in Spain, so sometimes I do get French ads as well, because like my like phone's geolocation goes like wonky when I turn like the location off and stuff, and sometimes it's like, oh, you must be in France, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. But thank you for thinking that. That's really funny. You can have them pre-roll or mid-roll. Or was it at least a food ad? Ooh, good question. Nope, not a food ad. Oh, sad. Spain is obsessed right now with security system ads. I get them every 5 minutes. They suck. They're terrible. I have a conspiracy theory about it. I know it's silly, but I feel like every person's entitled to at least one silly conspiracy theory. But my conspiracy theory is that there's been like recently in the news and stuff, like everyone's like obsessed with like the idea of like people occupying other people's homes and stuff, and like it's a really big deal, and like oh they're coming for your house and stuff like that. My conspiracy theory is that like these like security ads are generally paying for like that quote unquote journalism to be on TV, talking about like people's homes getting invaded constantly just so they can sell more like security ads, because like every single freaking video I play there's an ad being like, is your home safe from occupants? Buy our new security system and it'll be safe from occupants. And it's like, that's my silly conspiracy theory. I'm pretty sure it's not 100% true, but I also wouldn't be surprised if some money is changing hands in that kind of space. So yeah, because gosh darn, the ads are incessant. You have no idea how many security system ads. I don't even own a house. Why are they plastering me with security system ads? Like, what, Like, I just, yeah. But yeah, that's my conspiracy theory of the week. My theory is that during summer school and extracurriculars, they always serve couscous. Ooh, couscous. I do like couscous. It's nice. But why do they serve couscous? Why? Font. I almost called you Fountain. Gosh darn it. Fontanian waters. Why do they serve couscous? Why do I have trouble pronouncing that? Fontanian. Fontanian? Specifically on Tuesdays. Ooh, maybe they do actually. That's not a bad conspiracy theory. I feel like they like 100% have set set things for like whenever they serve certain foods and stuff. Like I said, calendar for them. Might be, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really worked in food. Closest thing is I was running an event in university and I had to get like food safety training for it because we were cooking like world foods and stuff. Um, I made a tortilla de patata, which is a potato omelet. Very, very nice. Really like it. Big fan of it. But yeah, no, that's the closest thing I've ever gotten to working in food. I don't know if anyone's worked in food. My brother worked in restoration for a while. Wait, maybe you don't call it restoration. Restaurant stuff. He was a waiter, very good one at that. He spent a whole summer working as one. Honestly, just for the fun of it. Um, he was really, really good. He really enjoyed it. Restaurants here are like very local, like family owned kind of thing. So like, it was a great environment, great restaurant as well. Good stuff, good food. Very expensive. Only gone there once, and mostly just because my brother worked there. Yeah, going out to eat isn't cheap. Well, it's probably cheaper than in some other countries, but still, I like cooking at home. It's way cheaper. Hey, oh ho ho ho. Tough views on stream. Oh, unpublished conservative 7i. Conservative, yes. Unpublished, yes. I read that right. Du- 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 du. Uh, the Middle East has lafta from Arabic, and it's the thing you can wrap on falafel. It's made out of wheat flour. Oh, I think I know what lafta is. Yeah, lafa, not lafta. Lafa. Yeah, I think I know what that is. Right? It's that. It's almost like the texture of a pancake. It's like bread, but like really soft and stuff. Right? I've had I think shawarma with it wrapped in it maybe. Um yeah, I've definitely had falafel. Falafel's really good. Flatter than pita. Yeah, 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 yeah. Like it's not hollow kind of thing. It's like I've had one, I think I had one specifically weirdly enough in Edinburgh of all places. But they had an oven where they essentially just like it's like a stone oven and they just like slapped it against the roof of the oven and then like took it back out and it's almost like yeah, like really thin bread, like pancake style thing, but it's not like Mexican tortillas that are like really flat. Like it feels like more leavened and more bready. Is it that? Maybe it's that. I need to look up Lafa. Gosh, I love talking about food. Best chat ever. Let's just always talk about food. uh, yeah, okay, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I've definitely had this. Yes, 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 for sure. I've had this. I went to a Palestinian restaurant in Denmark, and I had this with a lot of hummus. It was very, very delicious. Yes, yes, yes. I've definitely had this for sure. Similar to the Greek kind of like that Greek, what's it called? I forgot. The one that like it's served with like it's almost like a lamb meatball, almost kind of like texture. Oh god, I'm so bad at names. Absolutely delicious stuff though. Really like that one. Personally, not a fan of hummus, but I'm weird. Almost everyone here loves it. Yeah, I don't mind hummus. Weirdly enough, I don't love chickpeas. Like one of the dishes, like the most famous dishes from where I was like born and grew up, is like this stew with like a lot of chickpeas. I don't like chickpeas. We call them garbanzos, and I'm not a big fan of chickpeas. I don't like their texture and stuff. Especially because it's like boiled and stewed. But I don't mind their taste. I think it's more of a texture thing with them for me. They are like very sandy. Like they taste like almost like sand crumbs kind of thing. But I don't mind their taste, so I kind of really like hummus, especially with like the pimenton and the oil kind of thing. It's really nice. Oh yeah, there's the Edinburgh street food place in Leith Street. Been there once or twice. Yeah, Edinburgh has really good international food. Um, like if you're going anywhere in the UK, the big cities are good because you do have a lot of immigrants. So you have a lot of immigrants bringing good food to the UK. Best part of the UK, it's everyone else's food. Yeah. I like chickpea paste slash hummus. Yeah, me too. Chickpea paste is a crazy way of calling hummus. I mean, it is very accurate. I just never heard it before. I'm like, damn. I mean, you're right, but like, oof. It does not make hummus sound appetizing. Chickpea paste. No, I kind of love that. But yeah, no, hummus is nice. Hummus is definitely nice. I like it a lot. Um, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not a big fan of boiled chickpeas. I'll eat them. It's just not my favorite texture. What I normally do if I cook with chickpeas is that I boil them first. Like first you soak them in water, then you cook them by boiling them. A lot of the times I just buy them in the can because like they're pre-boiled essentially. Saves you a lot of time. And then I normally fry them with like a lot of spices. It's like, yeah, I do that a lot of the times. It's like a struggle meal kind of thing. It's like, oh, I have some pizza bread or some, I don't know, some like wraps or something, and I want to make something, so I just do that and use it as like the meat alternative essentially. But yeah, I like vegan food. Vegan food's good. It Meat is very expensive, so it's good to have alternatives. I had a classmate who made his own hummus. Oh wow. Note to self: try frying chickpeas. Yes, definitely. I recommend it. I think it's good. Like it's not like it doesn't taste like meat, but it definitely makes, at least for me, it makes the actual chickpeas taste better. So like canned chickpeas, super cheap. You kind of just like fry them up and boom. It's quite nice. It's surprisingly nice. I like them. Yeah, put them with some like fresh vegetables and stuff in a wrap, or like even like add them to like some sort of salad or like a rice bowl. Pretty nice stuff. I'm a big fan of like trying to experiment when I cook, so I like mixing and matching things. Following recipes is nice too, especially when I'm trying to recreate a specific thing, or like when I'm trying food that's like I'm not familiar with. Like I like mixing and matching, but a lot of the times when I'm cooking, I'm just like throwing stuff in there and be like, okay, let's just think about like what this dish needs, like what textures, flavors, and consistencies I got together well, and then just like friggin' chucking stuff in there. Yeah, it's fun. So hummus is savory, but you can put chickpeas into sweet desserts too. Yeah, and you can put beans into sweet desserts too. It's recently gone a bit viral, but like if you like things like brownies, blending a bunch of canned beans, like you have to wash them a little bit first, but blending them and pouring them into the brownie, not only does the brownie not taste of bean, but it actually gives it a more like soft consistency. It gives it a really good one. So, yeah, any type of bean is like very good for desserts. It really doesn't add flavor; it just adds texture and a lot of fiber, which is good for you. So, if you're lacking in fiber, definitely recommend like making your own stuff and putting beans into them. Um, and even if you're like terrible at baking like I am, if you don't have like a good like brownie recipe and stuff, you can always do the lazy thing where like you buy those like magic packets that they sell at the stores where it's like, oh yeah, this is how you make like a brownie in a packet kind of thing, where like you just mix the dast with some egg and like milk or something and then put it in the oven. Is it as like nice as like making it yourself? No, but it is quicker, so I know. Do-do-do. When you struggle, you struggle. The important thing is you're eating something. So all the people that want to make you feel bad about like exactly what like sent your food and stuff. All the people that like spend. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys see these like things on like the like YouTube shorts and the TikToks and stuff of like people like reading scientific words and labels and being like, you don't know what that is, so it must be bad for you. Yeah, those are just hucksters wanting to sell vitamin supplements and things like that. Don't listen to those people. When it comes to diet, it's pretty simple. There's certain things that are not great for you, and if you get like any medical analysis, if you have too much of those things, you might want to like mediate your diet. But also, if dieting for you means like stopping to eat the things that bring joy to your life, you're going to be very bad at dieting. So yeah, keep a couple things. If you can't live without something, keep eating that something. It's fine, just as long as you're able to like change the things in the rest of your diet that like are hurting you. And yeah, the diet culture sucks. Just eat well, eat a variety of things, and eat. It's important. I mean, here in Israel we have chicken schnitzel. It's like a regular schnitzel, but it's made out of chicken. Ooh, is schnitzel the German one that has like the layers with like the cheese in the middle and then it's like breaded, kind of like pork thing? Yeah, I would assume it's chicken and not pork because of the you know, as it's so much cheaper and there's is an abomination which is known as corn schnitzel, which is vegan. The good part, but it's weird if you aren't used to it like me. Oh, corn schnitzel sounds definitely like an abomination. That does not sound too pleasing, no. I've been going to the nut snacks back route. Oh, I do love me some nut snacks. Yeah, I'm really big into grapes right now because it's a good season for them. Love me some red grapes. So I've been just like eating grapes like a maniac. Yeah, they're just really nice and yummy. I really like grapes. But also they're really cheap right now because I understand that sometimes, depending on the country that you are and like your availability, fruits might be like prohibitively expensive. But gosh, yeah, snacking grapes is great. Very, very good. I found some seedless ones recently, which makes eating them even easier, which is dangerous because now I'm eating so many grapes. But yeah, they're so good. I love me a red grape so much. Um, my visual library is so small. Oh no. I despise diet culture because I'm always trying to eat more and gain weight, but everything is reduced fats and zero calories. Oh no, Brie, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it really is awful. Yo, are the famous drawer? I don't know if I'm the famous drawer. I freaking hope so. That'd be nice if I was famous. Welcome, Font Spain. Welcome to the chat. New person. Yes, heck yes. Is it going to be another case where like I actually know the person and I'm being absolutely obtuse about it? If you are someone I know and I haven't realized that you're someone I know, well, I mean, do whatever because you're free to do whatever. But like, yeah, it. If I haven't acknowledged this or realized it, it's because I'm a dumbass and I'm incredibly bad with usernames. So yeah, it has nothing to do with you. It's just me. I am just username deficient. Um, yeah. Uh, Gonzalo's a great teacher. Thank you, TF. That's so nice. We're drawing buildings. We're learning how to draw buildings using like Minecraft as like a nice little helper here. Also, I just realized a bit of my perspective was a bit wrong here, so I'm just stretching it out a little bit to kind of like fix it. I'm being a bit too precious about this. I don't need to be this freaking precious about it. But I just whenever we start talking, I start like being detailed oriented. My brain gets distracted and adds too many details and too much stuff. Oh man, it's silly the brain. Okay. Yes, third pole. So we need another pole over here. I'm drawing an awning, so I'm starting with the with the vertical poles for the awning. Yes. We're also chatting about food because I love chatting about food. Pretty good streaming setup. I'm Alfonso. Welcome, Alfonso. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, I just wanted things to be a little nice looking and stuff. Yeah, little nice setup over here. We got a little bee. What was the name of the bee, guys? Remind me. It's Bea. Was it Dum Dum Bee? Dum Bum Bee? Something like that. Uh, yeah, it does actually sound like the ending of 12 Crazy Nights. That's a animated movie about Hanukkah with Adam Sandler. You've probably seen the meme with the dumb DB dumb kind of like moment. Very, very fun. Uh, Bia Dumb DB. Yeah, Dumb DB. There you go, Dumb DB. That's the name of our little bee pet. Chat named it, so. I normally try to stick to one user, but I got hit by the gender beam, so my old persona doesn't suit me anymore. Yeah, yeah. Gender beam been hitting a lot. It's very funny. As soon as I make like a new male friend, suddenly they're like, "Oh no, turns out that wasn't a new male friend. That was another female friend." And I'm like, "No." Yeah, no, it's very fun. I think there's definitely something about me. All of my friends turn out to be trans in the end, so I'm doing something. I might be the gender beam. Oh man. Even our little bee friend is trans, so you know. Okay, so something like this I think works pretty good for them. Then I'm gonna do like a nice little awning here. Give it a little bit of fun, like stretched out perspective. I think make it like go a little bit like that. Yeah, and then we can essentially like mimic this kind of like shape we have over here with the awning. Do 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 do. Yes, I had the same. 5G is too strong. The G obviously stands for Gonthalo. Yeah, exactly. It's 5 Gonthalo shooting gender beams at everyone, turning everyone trans. That's it. That's essentially it. In case you were wondering who is like running this whole like trans thing, it's me. I'm the guy. um Oh gosh. Yeah, you know me IRL. Okay, Alfonso. I know a couple of Alfonsos. I'm not sure which one it's going to be. Gosh, I'm so bad at this. I'm not binary under the trans umbrella lol. Yeah. See, it's great. This is a safe space for anyone that's, queer in any way essentially. So, yeah. Welcome everyone. I am the trans agenda. Oh man. Okay. Du-du-du-du-du. I'm gonna get in trouble with the secret trans agents. They're gonna be like, Gonzalo, you're giving away the agenda. They're gonna know. They're gonna know now. It's fine. It's okay. I'm in charge. Burp. Okay. Something like this. I kind of want to make like this, like make it droopy. Make it like a droopy awning kind of thing. Do 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 do. Something like that. Yeah. Help me with a photography close to my house. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know this Alfonso. I know who this Alfonso is. Yes, yes, yes. I certainly know this Alfonso. Heck yeah, amazing. Well, welcome. I am so good at this. I totally, totally, definitely recognized you instantly, for sure. See, this is the problem, man. I am just. You might actually go by that username on like Discord and stuff, or like even like our WhatsApps and things, and I just never noticed. Um, yeah, I'm username blind. It's a very tough thing, guys. I really struggle with it. I appreciate your kindness and support in these rough moments. Okay. Something like this I think works well for the awning. I'm doing all of this in another layer just to make sure that like my little lines don't mess up the existing line art. Although again, I'm being way too precious about the line art. I should not be being this precious about the line art. Um, I have 2 buildings to draw, and I'm still on the first one, and we're already an hour in. So yeah, I should be a bit quicker about all of this. Hey, okay, something like this and that. That's fine, and then delete this bit over here and this bit over there. This bit over here as well, and just get like the droopiness over here. Okay, something like that. I might even want to like show a little bit of that stick over there. Okay, nice. So we got an awning. I'm not gonna decorate it too much, but just know it's a nice awning. It's very lovely, very awning like. Happy to see your K-mate. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to rechat. It was all a test for us. I walked off, didn't hear your reaction to my message, lol. Sorry, Wings, mate. Reaction is positive. I think. I don't know which one of you messages you're talking about, but yes. Uh, Probably a positive reaction, most likely. You guys are great, so it tends to be a positive reaction. Boop. Okay, 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 okay. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah, again, I'm getting too caught up. I'm getting too caught up in the details. Stop, Gonzalo. Okay, let's relax a little bit and get less caught up in the details. Okay, second kind of building over here. Gonna make this one have like a different type of roof. Like I might want to do like a certain material for it just to like differentiate it to not make it too monotonous. Maybe this one has like some big planks as like the kind of roof, so it's a little bit slanted. I think that can work kind of okay. Yeah, something like that. Some like, yeah, I want to make it kind of like old-fashioned building. So like, it's a house. It's not like a big fancy temple kind of thing. And like, I like to exaggerate and cartoonify a lot of like the imperfections in the architecture. So yeah, lol, KK. Yes. Wait, is it the one where you said I'm non-binary under the trans umbrella? Lol. Yes, we support non-binary eggs here. It's great. I actually do have a friend right now, and they are in their non-binary trans era as well, where it's like, yeah, we just call them an egg. It's great. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to use any of this queer culture terminology. I am I'm in a weird spot because like pretty much 95% of my friends are queer in different ways, and I'm just really accustomed to the like actual terms and stuff. But I'm also incredibly cis, incredibly straight man, so it's kind of kind of a tricky situation where I'm like, oh no, am I saying a term that's like a reclaimed slur, or is it just a descriptive term that's okay to use? I am not that well versed, so please hold my hands to the fire if I like fuck up essentially. Um yes. I'm just really like in these spaces a lot, so I'm not 100% sure what is like, like an okay term and what is just like things that my friends say that maybe I should not be saying. So, yeah. I'd say incredibly cis, incredibly straight. I am cis and straight. I don't know if it's incredibly. I'm not what most people would consider a standard form of masculinity, maybe. I don't know. I guess I have my own kind of like gender. I'm a Gonzalo, that's me gender. Me own gender expression. Custom made just for me. Do do do. Okay. Welcome to the chat room. You're good in my book to use you're good in my book to use the words lol. Okay, cool, cool, cool. No, but like I'm happy to learn cuz yeah. My friends are fantastic and incredible people. They're not the best teachers for this kind of stuff. I should not follow their examples sometimes. So yeah, sorry if I say something that's incredibly out of pocket, and please hold me accountable if I do. Um, okay, okay. So some boards over here, some like nice wooden boards in the kind of like roofing area over here, something like this. I think that looks kind of nice, right? It gives off like a bit of like disheveled, but not like improperly made, just like a little rustic, a little rustic. Imperfections give things character. Imperfections are great. Um, Perfect is boring. Imperfect character. Yeah, something like this. Okay, nice. Egg is more so somebody who doesn't realize it yet. Oh, it's normally used jokingly, but when in a serious matter, you don't normally say it to their face or no force transitioning onto them. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's what that means. Okay, well, sorry, sorry, Wingsmay. See, I knew there was definitely something that I probably wasn't using correctly. So yeah. Okay, sorry I called you an egg, Wingsmith. You're not an egg. Yeah, that's what my friends call each other, so yeah, my bad. Um, Good to know though. I like the idea of like someone who hasn't hatched yet. It's kind of funny. It's like they're still like brewing, still cooking kind of thing, you know? It's a Huh, cool term. Huh. I don't know if it has anything to do with old Twitter. I just remember that like old Twitter default user profile was a little egg. Probably more to do with the fact that, bird. But yeah. Yeah, people talking about shells cracking as part of the metaphor. Yeah. Good metaphor. Good metaphor. Do, do, do. Okay, so the idea is adding a little bit of like, probably like rope or some sort of like something that holds these together. Um, oh, my selection tool decided to run away from me. Oh no, what the heck? Okay, um, I'm gonna restart my program because my selection tool literally was running away from me. So, yeah. Sorry about that. 1 second. Let me, gosh darn it. Stream number 4 somewhere here. There we go. I saved. Don't worry, guys. Um, year final. I'm definitely a cooked egg. Realized my identity 3 years ago. Nice. Congratulations. Um, default later. Okay, you're back. Okay, cool. This thing was literally like, as I put my mouse up closer, it was like doing this on my other screen and like running away from me. Um, yeah, don't know what that was about. It doesn't like me. The selection tool's like, nah, you're out, mate. Doop. There we go. Okay, cool. Cool. Yes. Congratulations, though. That's amazing. Realizing who you are is kind of like such a hard thing to do. Honestly, I've been slowly kind of like figuring out myself who I freaking am. It's one of those things that like, it's kind of hard to do. There's so much going on in the world. You're like, take like, going from one thing to another kind of thing, and then sometimes you never stop to think, hey, who am I? I think introspection is definitely one of those things that we should like give people more time for. It's nice to actually like figure things out. There's a lot of pressure, I feel like, to figure out who you are and like what kind of like thing you slot into. And I think it's probably just like a big part of our old friend capitalism, just wanting to slot us into a specific kind of like box so they can be like, yeah, no, if you're in this box, it means like I can sell you this stuff, so please put yourself in a box, thank you. Yeah. But thinking is scary. Yeah, it really is though. It really is. It's like self introspection is terrifying. I'm not saying it's like it is good for you, but it is absolutely terrifying. Like incredibly terrifying. I think as an artist, my like way to realize like how hard self in like introspection has been is like every single time I need to draw a self portrait of myself, I'm like, oh no, who am I? What do I look like? How do I exaggerate my features? Oh no, no, no. Yeah. I think self portraits is like the moment as an artist where you're faced with like your introspection and forced to kind of like think about who you are and how would you think of yourself and represent yourself. At least for me, those are the moments where I go, oh fuck, no. Only sad thing is I can't be open IRL as I found out my parents won't support me. Oh, on the hard way, if were to tell them I was lesbian and non-binary, I ended up kicked out properly. Oh, Wings May. Oh shit, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's absolutely terrible. Yeah. Oh god, I'm really sorry you're going through that. That's gotta be stressful as fuck. Imagine having to figure who the fuck you are while that's going on. Yeah, I'm really sorry. That's really horrible. I don't know if there's like anywhere specifically that like you can turn to in your specific like area. I know there's a lot of like really good people that work to help like people in your situation. And I do have a couple of friends who were in similar situations and sadly were kicked out of their homes. Um yeah, it's not yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not good at all. I'm really sorry. That sucks. especially because I know how hard it is to like pretend to be someone else kind of thing. Like it's not, it's a lot of effort and a lot of energy and doesn't make you feel particularly good about yourself. So I can imagine how hard that is for you right now. I'm really sorry. If there's anything I can do to help, just give us a shout. If you have any, actually, if you have any kind of like, if you're like trying to gather up or like save up money to like try and move out or anything like that, yeah, feel free to show up to my live streams and leave links to your stuff. You're the exception to the rule of links not allowed. So you're allowed to come in if you want to and like leave links to like, I don't know if you're like crowdfunding or anything like that, but if you want to, 100% allowed. Winks me. Um, an impulsive way, I thought when I was bisexual that I'd be able to be honest, and it got me in trouble. At least we can weightlift in the way at least. Oh yeah, well, weightlifting is good. It's certainly good. Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh man, I'm really sorry. That really, really sucks. I've seen in my friends like both different kind of things. I've seen parents that were like seem to not be supportive until like their kid came out, and then they suddenly were like, actually, I am supportive because it's more about my kid than it is about the thing. But I've also seen the opposite, and I know like from secondhand, not from firsthand. I'm really lucky in that sense, but like I've seen how hard it can be. So generally, like if you're like trying to like save up money to move out safely or something like that, feel free to share links over here. Yes. I weightlift a lot and thankful for my online family I'm building. Yes, heck yeah. I know how important community can be, so yeah, we're here and we're here for you, and we are here for you with love. So yeah, Wingsmith here. We love you the way that you are. I'm glad your parents took you being cis and welcome fellow. Thank you, Bree. It was a shock to both of them. They were like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, no, like I said, I'm not a very like I don't know. I got really lucky with my parents. I could very much not be cishet and be very okay with them. They've always been very accepting and very loving, and they're the ones who have taught me my entire life that it's okay if, because I was called a lot of like queer slurs when I was growing up. I'm not gonna say them, but you guys know the ones. Because I'm a guy who didn't like normal guy things, and yeah, and my family has always been very, very like yeah, very supportive about that kind of stuff. So I definitely don't know what the feeling is like because I've gotten really lucky in that sense. And again, yeah, it's his head, so yeah, kind of yeah, I kind of got I guess I won the assignment lottery in this shitty ass world where like I basically just have privilege over everyone for being cishet. So yeah. Also, I might be Spanish, but I'm like white passing, so yeah, yeah, definitely not marginalized in the slightest. So yeah, no, here to help with honestly like yeah, if you looking for a community, just know that we'll be here and we are more than loving and accepting, and everyone's welcome here. And the little presence that I have on the internet, I want to use for good. So yes, if you ever need a platform, if you're ever trying to move out and you need some funds, well, you can always come beg over this community because there's a bunch of really amazing people. Yes, yes, yes. And also, Wingsman, you're just welcome here anytime. Definitely need to get a job. Yeah. It's nice. It's hard to get a job in this freaking economy. Things are tough. So, I like as soon as you start like applying for jobs and trying to get stuff, if you feel like it's taking a while, just know it's not you. I know that's like easy to say because like you will feel like crap when you get rejection letters or just don't hear back from places, but just know it's not you. And that goes for anyone looking a job right looking sorry looking for a job right now. Yeah, this shit sucks right now. It's terrible. it is not you. Half of the freaking like things that reply to your emails are driven by AI bullshit. So, yeah, it's a bad moment for like looking for jobs in general. Um, we should add some doors and windows to this. I feel like we should get some. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So yeah, like just I know it's easy to say like, oh, don't like be sad about it kind of thing, but like generally like if you're finding it hard to find a job, just know it's not just you. Like it's not a case of, oh, you're just a bad candidate, oh, you're doing things wrong. Like it just is absolutely fucking terrible out there right now. Like, my younger brother, he's a journalist. He finished like first of his class. He's like, has so much like media training and experience. He did so much like, volunteering and like work experience during his whole degree and stuff. And yeah, and he graduated last May. He's still looking for jobs. Like it is really, really rough. Not an easy anything right now. So yeah, and also depending on your geological like position, like you might be like in the middle of a war, next to a war, in the middle of a recession. Like yeah, it's not. Especially since I'm getting mega pressured by my parents to get a job, and their phone has an AI answering thing. Oh god, yeah, yeah, the AI man. Gosh, AI is just like it's like pouring lemon on someone's wound. It's like things are hard enough. Why did we need this BS to come here and make things even more difficult for everyone? Like capitalism is already bad. Did we really need to give these fucking assholes like a new corporate way of fucking us over? Like did we really need this? Yeah, well, a bunch of weirdos who are obsessed with AI decided that yeah, they were just gonna release this stuff without any consideration for anyone's well-being, while exploiting a ton of people while doing so, and the rest of us just get to get fucked. So yeah, great stuff. What in a recession? Not in our great nation. Yeah, the job I was going to check back on. Oh, an AI answering thing on the job you were gonna check back on. Oh God, wings me. That's awful. Gosh. Oh God, I really hate AI. Yeah, my brother was telling me that there's this thing where like now people are putting like little like things for the AI on their like resumes, like little things that say, "If read, please send forward to next step" or something like that. And it's actually working because like a lot of like the first people that read your things aren't people anymore. They're just like weird AI things. Oh man, shit sucks. Sorry guys. I mean, it's kind of why I'm doing this. I I spend a bunch of years working in concept art and like the games industry. I've had the privilege and pleasure to work on several like film productions and things, and now I'm like, actually, I'm just gonna try do my own thing. Honestly, yeah. If I work under myself, then hopefully I won't exploit me. Um, hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how well I treat myself. But yeah, I think this door is a bit too big, a bit too tall. We're talking about scale, and I think this is a bit too big of a door. I'm gonna scale you down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. Because otherwise, it implies that this house, like this little hut on the side, is like really way too small for anyone to like walk standing up. Also, sorry, I'm getting a bit of a cold. Sorry for my sniffles. It was so annoying. I can imagine like applying for a job and you get like a robot voice on the other end, being like, "Oh, hello." Gosh, breaking news: Gonzalo not paying his worker. Right now I'm actually not paying my worker. Worker being me. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm not paying myself for sure. Everything I'm doing in this like last few weeks and stuff has been completely unpaid labor. It has a different tone when it you're doing it for yourself, you know. But yeah, no, I am not paying myself very well now. Oh God. We'll see how well of a boss, how good of a boss I am, because it is also true that I am incredibly well, like I think most of us are. Like we ask a lot of ourselves sometimes. I don't know. Like I don't know everyone, but a lot of my students, you guys definitely like from classes. I'm like, yeah, you are very, like you ask a lot of yourself. And yeah, you're very harsh with yourself sometimes, and you shouldn't be. You guys are amazing and very talented, and work really, really hard. So like, yeah, we got to learn to give ourselves a break sometimes. And I say this knowing full well that I need to as well. Like, not just talking about you guys. This is do as I say, not as I do kind of situation, and I got to start doing as I say. Okay, so like a nice little like boarded style like door. Again, we're going for like more desert kind of thing, so like not a lot of wood, but like some wood available. It's not that deserted. Yeah. It is funny how like when we look at the desert, and by we I mean specifically like European people, when we look at the desert, like it's like this inhabitable wasteland, and it's like, no, actually it's actually kind of like like where most of humanity has lived for the most part of our existence. We're actually pretty good at living in the desert. It's not this weird savage lands. I was watching this really interesting video essay the other day. What's her name? I think it's Skitty. I think it's is the name of the YouTuber, and she does. Um, she's a Pokemon plushie that talks because YouTube, and she did this really fascinating video on Orientalism, specifically in The Legend of Zelda, because she's a big fan of The Legend of Zelda, and analyzing like the way the Gerudo are portrayed in The Legend of Zelda and like the Orientalist ideas, and going a little bit, not like full on, but a little bit into like the philosophy of Orientalism, and really interesting crap. I was like, damn, this definitely like I learned a lot. It's really cool. And yeah, someone who like grew up in Spain. Oh, there's so much Orientalism. Some of the like children's stories that I was told as a kid were like pure like Orientalism. Is yeah, yeah, it's a lot. The Savage Lands. Yeah. I've never actually been to like closer to the East Coast that I've been. Wait, is that the East? No, the West Coast that I've been to is I want to say yeah, probably Phoenix is the closest I've gotten to the West Coast. I've never been to the West Coast of the US. My parents have several times, but I've only been to a couple of places in the US. I've been to Florida. Gosh, it's swampy. I've been to like I've traveled from like New York all the way up to New England, so all of that coastline kind of thing. I've been to New York a couple times, and I've been to Phoenix, and I've spent a lot of time in Long Island. Um, my girlfriend's family's from Long Island, so I've like whenever been to like weddings and stuff and visiting family and things, like I've been to there. Very nice. The very like whenever it wasn't like generic American food, like the frickin' delis are great. 10 out of 10. Love the delis. The pickles. Oh my god, I miss those pickles so much. I'm not gonna shit too much on American food. Not the best. Didn't love it, but the pickles at the delis. Oof. 10 out of 10. Would kill for those pickles. They're so good. Especially if anyone's like from like Long Island or has like any sort of like I think it's Ashkenazi Jewish thing, like the pickles and the delis. I think that's an Ashkenazi Jewish thing. Not 100% sure, but if you know about them, there's these like pickles that are like almost half pickled, like they're like a mixture between pickled pickles and raw pickles, and they're so freaking good. Like, they're like these dark bluish green. Oh, they taste like heaven. I don't know why I like those a lot. That was really good. Um, but yeah, maybe because I had been eating a lot of American food, like American restaurant food. Like, oof, I no, I can't. It's too much. I just, yeah, I ordered like crap when I was there. Thank God my partner was there and ordered for me sometimes, but it felt like a lot. I don't know what it was about it, but also eating out all the time feels weird and bad. I don't like eating out constantly. So yeah, maybe it was a bit of everything. And also, meeting your partner's family, always a stressful time. So yeah, my stomach did not enjoy that last trip a lot. But those damn pickles, gosh, that was delicious. Best thing there, for sure. Um, I did get some Mexican food in Arizona, but we were kind of rushed during that meal. It tasted really good though. The salsa verde was nice, very very nice. I like the tomatillos. Bup, bup, bup. Okay, I'm getting caught up in the details again, guys. Let's add a couple of like little windows. Want to make like a small window over here. Maybe some lattice shapes actually. One sandwich, please. I don't know what that's a reference to, Brie. A one sandwich, please. It feels like that's how I'm supposed to read it. Like I'm doubting whether that's a sandwich or not. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably a reference. I'm just not getting it. My brain is slow. I didn't realize how slow I was till I was doing these streams, to be honest. It took me a while to it takes me a while to get you guys' references, like a surprising amount of time, even when I do know them. Yeah, I'm realizing I'm really, really freaking dumb sometimes. Um, delis don't really exist here. Subway scares me. Oh, Subway. Yeah, I don't like Subway. It's fairly popular in the UK. There's like a lot of them, and I've even found some here in Spain. I've never gone in. It doesn't look appetizing. The bread looks soggy. I don't. Nah, I'm good. Also, I know how to make a sandwich. The idea of like going to a place to buy a sandwich seems like the stupidest thing. And then again, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to eat pasta when I'm out. Like the only exception is like when I'm in Italy. Otherwise, like ordering pasta when I'm out is like what I can make pasta at home. I know how to make pasta from scratch. It turns out really good. I can make pasta from scratch. Why would I pay for someone to make me pasta that's probably tastes worse than the ones I can make at home? I don't know. Only time I've really like bought sandwiches is when I'm like really desperate, like my flight gets delayed and I'm in an airport. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just have anything. But yeah, the idea of getting a sandwich while I'm out is kind of yeah, especially like again, if it's like a sandwich made out of something that I can't do, like there's this special pulled meat or like I don't know, something like that, then yeah, that makes sense. But like I'll just have a tuna sandwich. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? Like, why would I get a tuna sandwich when I can make it? Like, it's the easiest thing in the world to make. That's my brain. It doesn't mean, like, I'm not judging you guys. I'm just explaining what, like, my brain does. That's how it works. No judgment here, because, like, I understand what it's like to be exhausted and just, be like, I really cannot cook right now or make anything right now. But like my brain is like, nah, you can't do this. Why would you buy that? No. Sometimes the carbonara fucks though. The decision paralysis gets to you. Yeah, I get that. Carbonara fucks though. Yeah, I make a pretty neat carbonara though. Sandwiches are mostly for convenience. Some same as fast food. Yeah, I get that, but like at least like a fried chicken sandwich, like a fried chicken burger. That I understand because it takes a while to make fried chicken burgers. Like I can make fried chicken burgers at home, and they taste way better. But like it takes a while. Like it's a big effort to like make a fried chicken burger. But like sliced turkey sandwich, like that takes me 5 seconds. You know? I don't know. That's my brain. Again, not a judgment call on anyone that likes ordering sliced turkey sandwiches. Because also, like, I can understand if like the flavor of one, you're like, yeah, no, but this specific thing, like, I just love this specific flavor. Like I get it. It's just my brain goes like, nah, mate, you can do that at home. Do it at home. But yeah, no, I get the convenience thing. I like making myself things though. I like having like a stack of sandwiches in my fridge, and then like when I go out, I just have one at hand. It's funny how like the history of like putting stuff between like bready things, um, like the sandwich itself is like pretty new. I think it's like 18th century, the idea of like sliced bread with stuff in between. But like way before that, like you have like a lot of different things, like the empanadas from like Spain and South America, which is like, some like almost puff pastry with like meat and vegetables inside it. You have like dumplings and udons and like that, like the idea of like putting food in between like bits of carbohydrates to like preserve them is like so old. And yeah, it friggin' slaps. It's really cool. I had my body start rejecting fast food. It burns through it's way too fast. Yeah, yeah, I get that. Especially if you're doing weightlifting. Like, honestly, you're gonna need a lot of like calories to keep up with weightlifting. So, yeah, it's not very like efficient when it comes to that kind of thing. Don't know if you're doing any bodybuilding, but I know weightlifting is a very like it requires a lot from you. I haven't really done weightlifting. Most extraneous kind of exercise I used to do. Um, Gosh, I used to do a lot more exercise than I do. I just go on really long walks now. I like walking. It makes me very happy. I like walking in nature. So I do like very, very long walks. Like I walk 5, 10 kilometers like every day almost. It's really nice. And my dog is really young, so she really enjoys the walks. But no, I used to do some exercise, but it's never been like too extraneous. I've never done weightlifting really. I did play tennis a lot when I was younger. I did do hockey and basketball and field hockey, not like ice hockey. And and yeah, and I used to do yoga last 2 years. I was doing a lot of yoga very intensely. And I kind of stopped. My wrists were getting kind of fucked. Yeah, the thing about drawing is that you will fuck your wrist up. Be very careful with the health of your wrists, guys. I need to go to the doctor to get a thing checked in my wrists pretty soon. Yeah, it's rough. It's quite rough. I love walking so much. I used to walk into town and back to visit friends, though they took trains. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, there's something about walking that just, especially if I'm having like a nice conversation with someone, or like listening to music and during a podcast, or just like really enjoying the view or something like that. I just like don't realize how much I walk. I just like keep walking and keep walking, and then suddenly I've done 10K without like even trying. It's yeah, there's something so soothing and lovely about walking. It's one of my favorite things to do. I have no way of anyone coming up to the roof right now, so we're just gonna say they fly there. But yeah, so you can see how I essentially turned this shape into like this kind of like desert style home. Again, trying to take those 3D shapes that we have there, but like warp them a little bit because I wanted to make it feel a bit more like homegrown, kind of like more made out of like these not very precise materials. Like it's not it's not like this very measured house, just like roughly made with stone and clay and like pretty much mud and things, like the kind of materials that are available where like things are not very geometric and measured and stuff, but still following those like general volumes that we see like our background thing having. I'm trying to make this a bit less straight actually, but yeah, something like this. I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks pretty nice. Not a lot of big windows because again, I want to keep it a bit cool. I don't want the poor folk living inside here to be baked to death. So yeah, there's ventilation, but there's not a lot of like actual direct light coming in. That's nice. Okay, let's do a very different one. It's taken us an hour and a half to draw this. Gosh, I'm so slow. But let's do a different one and try to stick to something a bit more simple. Gosh. Yeah. I need to find a hobby that isn't carpal tunnel simulator between drawing, competitive, minesweeper, rhythm games, fighting games, and however long I spend coding and documenting. Oh my god, Brie. Yeah, you are killing your freaking fingers. Oh my god, that sounds like the most carbon tunnel inducing hobbies you could have. uh yeah, oh my god. Drawing competitive Minesweeper, rhythm games, fighting games, and then coding on documenting. Yeah, no, your poor hands, Brie. Your poor friggin' hands. You're gonna destroy them. Oh my god. um, I'd suggest other hobbies, but to be fair, most of mine are carpal tunnel simulators as well. Hopefully to a lesser degree, but yeah, I've recently gotten into whatchamacallit, needlepoint, yeah. We call it cross stitch, maybe cross stitch. I think cross stitch or needlepoint, one of those. The ones where you do the little pixel art, but with things. Just because my partner was doing it, it's very very fun. But also sewing, not great for your fingers. Sculpting, not great for your fingers. Miniature painting, not great for your fingers. So yeah, like most most of mine require my hands. If I actually like fuck up my wrist and generally like need like an operation or something, it's gonna be really hard for me to do anything for a while other than like just watch stuff. And that sounds very depressing. So I'm really hoping my hand's okay. We'll see. Yeah, you have a six pack on each finger. Yeah, this is Bree's fingers for scientific purposes, in case you were wondering. Like this is them. They got like full on roided up fingers right there. They're angry because they know they can be. That's one of your fingers right there, just flexing their six pack. There you go. Because you were struggling. If you guys were struggling to picture that. Oh god, it's so silly. Please don't clip that, guys. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go with something. So we've gone dry. I'm thinking I'm gonna go somewhere wet now. That sounds bad. No, but like we're gonna try and do something from like maybe a biome that might be a bit more rainy. So yeah, I might actually extend this all the way out. Maybe no, actually, let's try to keep this weird shape down, and maybe we take the roof up here and we do a little like falling action here, because again we do want a peaked roof for somewhere where it's rainy, so like the water doesn't actually like get stuck in the roof at the weight and then the roof collapses. Ooh, fun fact, I actually had a roof collapse on me when I was a kid. It didn't like collapse on me, but I was in the room while the roof collapsed in my grandma's house. I was sleeping, and thankfully it didn't collapse on me. But yeah. I've seen a like a roof collapse. It happens, especially at old houses. You know. Hmm. Do, do, do. Feels like it could be a backyard shed situation. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I don't. I think I might want to keep the scale similar. I don't think I want to like alter the scale too much, because I could generally like make this like a way like smaller scale, like make a bigger door and make it kind of like a shed with like maybe a tub or something next to it. But I think I want to keep the scale a little bit similar, just so it gives us some fun to have. Um, Shingles. Will I draw the shingles? I don't know. Drawing shingles is a bit of a pain, so hmm, maybe we'll see. I'm gonna get some references up. For some more like wet environments. I've got some architectural things over here. Yeah, kind of like yeah. Actually, I could do something like that house we were seeing before that had the very British looking house. Mm. Speaking of characteristic shapes, British houses have this weird thing, this pseudo balcony that they have like on all the houses, like even the ones on like a street where like they're kind of like, those American house, like how American buildings essentially only have like a front and then it's a box on the back. Well, even the houses in the UK that are like connected like that, where like they just have a front, they always have like this thing next to the door, which is like this like half a hexagon, that like pops out to be like this kind of like pseudo balcony window thing. Like all of them have this. It's like insane the frequency you're gonna see that. You will not see that shape at all in Spain. So like it's one of those things that like when you're walking, you see that you're like, oh, I'm in the UK. uh like instant recognition kind of thing. Um ooh, what's that game that like some people play where like they try to guess where they are in the globe? Is it called GeoGuessr or something like that? Yeah, it's a display windowsill. Yeah, yeah, that one. I think like this would be like a GeoGuessr might be good for like figuring out architectural styles based on like location and stuff. But yeah, they have that thing all of the UK houses. It's insane. I broke my pinky while back, and it makes it hard to do tiny complex things. I may have punched the floor like a dummy. Oh my god, Wingsmith. No. Why did you punch the floor? Oh god. My partner broke her pinky long before I met her. And I, funnily enough, broke my pinky quite recently. I think it was last summer. There was a thunderstorm, and our puppy, she's not a puppy, she's like 5 already almost, but she's tiny, so she's a tiny dog, she a puppy. Um, she is really scared of thunder and thunderstorms. So, yeah, she was absolutely like going crazy and crying at the thunderstorm. And I run into my room to check on her, and I stubbed my toe against the corner of one of like the shelves in my room, like stubbed the toe right against the like one of these corners, and essentially like my pinky just like my toe pinky just like separated to the side like that, and I just like broke it completely off. Um, it's back to normal now, but gosh, that hurt. I was like, this is not just this, like, I didn't just stub my toe. Like, I did it, and I was like, okay, it hurts a lot, but it hurts like when you stub your toe. But then it kept hurting every time I took a step, and I was like, this feels like more than just stubbing my toe. So, yeah, you know what they say about punching down. Good one, Bree. God, Bree's on fire with these today. Bree and wine liners. I was seeing red at the time. So yeah, I broke my pinky too, but it was my toe pinky. It was bad. I went and I got like one of those like X-rays and stuff, and it was just like the whole thing was like broken. Pretty intensely broken as well. Funny in hindsight though. I heard her like cry, and I was like worried about her, so I just like ran in and then just like fucking destroyed my poor little toe. Oh, it was rough. It was rough. Okay, so maybe I'm not liking this roof at all. Um, maybe we go with something a bit more exaggerated. Something with a bit of a curve, I think. Let's make it rainy place, but rainy place with a fun roof. Yeah, this is more fun. And then we take this down a bit more than that. Yeah, I think this is way more fun. Okay, something more like that. I think that's more fun. Yikes. And it was also compounded by the exhaustion from work. Oh, yeah. So seeing red, exhausted from work, and you decided, hey, I'm gonna punch the floor. I've punched the wall, but never the floor. And it wasn't like in anger. It was because my brother is very loud sometimes at night, so I just punched the wall, telling him to shut up. Oh, sorry. Bless me, I guess. It doesn't work, but you know, when you're mad, you're mad. Um, ooh, one time as a teen, I had like one of those like, you know, like when you're a teen, you have like a lot of like a pumped up energy and things like that. I think I had like a like almost like a panic attack kind of thing, and I just like snapped a chair in half. It's yeah, sometimes you're not okay, and it comes out in the worst ways. The poor chair. I fixed it afterwards, thankfully. I was able to just like put like some hard like nails through that and stuff, and just like it was like the top of a chair. Yeah, it's rough. You get really really rowdy sometimes. And it was also compatible. I was definitely a fight reaction. Yeah, yeah. I get more of a freeze reaction. Like you know how there's like fight, flight, or freeze. I think I'm more of a freeze. Like if there's a monster trying to eat me, I would just like freeze and be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna die now. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have the will to live. You know those like post-apocalyptic like shows where it's like, oh yeah, they survived even though it's like on a survival place because they just have so much will. They just want to live, god damn it. Yeah, I don't have that much will. I'm like, I've lived a nice life. It's okay. I'll just there's a nuclear bomb coming and zombies. Well, it was nice while it lasted. Bye bye everyone. See you all in the void. Yeah, no. I am not. Yeah, the Green Lantern ring would not choose me. I do not have that much willpower for sure. Um, Mm. we're not built for moving anymore. I have a very high flight reaction. Oh, nice. So wings may flights. Bree and I just freeze. Freeze seems to be the most common reaction nowadays. I think so. I don't know. I feel like, yeah. It's kind of the safest reaction nowadays, though. Like, if someone scares you and the first thing you do is jump, that just feels like an accident waiting to happen. Plus, if you fight, then you're gonna get put in jail for assault. So, you know, feels like we've probably like engineered the freeze reaction without thinking about it. Though I have no idea how much of those reactions are actually like inherited or genetic in the slightest. Probably not so much of it. Probably most of it is behavioral, like a lot of things. Um, yeah, I'm a big proponent of like nurture versus nature kind of things. Mostly because most nature conversations end up somewhere in eugenics by the end of it. So I'd rather err on the side of non-eugenics. Thank you very much. So yeah. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a cold. It is very annoying. I've been fighting it for like almost a month at this point. The weather's been kind of crazy going from really cold to really hot, and so like I'm trying my best not to catch a cold, but we'll see. Okay, so something like this for this one and something like that. I'm just like looking up a bunch of references of like buildings specifically in like these kind of like more northern styles where like they got like a lot of peaked roofs and stuff, and trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna translate this to this building over here. This is gonna be tough to work like actually make in Minecraft because like all the tiny details I'm adding to these, but it's fine. Doesn't need to be a one-to-one. But yeah, something like this. If I build them in Minecraft, I'm probably going to have. If no, I will build these in Minecraft. That is my task for Thursday. But when I do, it's probably going to have to be at a bigger scale than these ones. I kind of build these small scale just because out of laziness. I didn't want to spend too much time placing blocks on Minecraft on a day where I'm doing a drawing teaching stream. So yeah. But yeah, I hope some of you are drawing along. I would love to see like you guys' building ideas or like how you want to tackle these kind of like things. I hope that my advice is helping for sure. That's my biggest hope out of all of these is that like my streams are useful or at the very least entertaining. But I've been kind of like positively overwhelmed by the amount of interaction that I've gotten. Like you guys are here and watching and typing and commenting, and it's been kind of great, honestly. My response to nature versus nature is almost always mostly nurture, but it's still at least 20-30% nature. Yeah, there's like a lot of nature, but yeah, a lot of it is it tends to be like nurture. There's certainly a lot of like nature traits, like a lot of like genetic traits that get passed down. And then there's the whole idea of epigenetics, which is like, from what I understand it, my sister, she's a biologist, she's explained this to me. I probably didn't fully comprehend it, but essentially it's like a midway point between, as I understand it, a midway point between like nature and nurture, where like you have certain genes but they only like actually like activate or become active or like actually affect you under certain external circumstances. So like you might have a gene that makes you better at this or that, but unless you like are under certain circumstances it doesn't really activate. um Yeah, I probably butchered that if there's any biologists in the room, but that's what I got. That's how I understood it when my sister explained it. Yeah, not a biologist. Not a scientist in any sense of the word. Just surrounded by a lot of really smart scientists in my life. My twin sister is a doctorate, has a doctorate in biological sciences. She's an absolute genius. And my partner is also a scientist. She's a biologist doing her doctorate at the moment. So a lot of really smart women in my life with a lot of science knowledge. And I kind of sort of understand half of what they tell me sometimes. It's hard. The people around you are so much smarter, you know? Kind of try your best. Okay. When I say that, I believe in full determinism, so they'll both kind of the same to me. Yeah, you're like, nah, I mean, yes and no. Same old, doesn't matter. It's determinism. Okay, something like this. There we go. Do, 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 do. Kind of level of determinism do you believe in? Like 100% determinism? Or like a little bit of like wiggle room there? Do, 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 do. Hey, okay. Something like that's just doing like the little like supports at the edges. I think I'm gonna go a little bit. Don't know if I want to go wooden or like brick house or stuff, but like this one's very stony, so maybe I go a bit more wooden with this one. Oh, that might be 100% for you. You're like Bree is like 100% determinism. Am I understanding determinism right? That's the one where it's like everything is kind of like pre-fated, right? Or did I get it completely wrong? That's what I think determinism is. I want to double check though. Before I engage in this conversation, I want to make sure I actually know what the heck I'm talking about. I've had to claw and fight for myself a lot, so I think I'm more um a nature. Yeah, nature. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm just having to like react to the situation around me. Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, honestly, and it really does depend, but I don't like thinking of it like as fully nature. It's like the idea that like your genetics just decide who you are 100%. Like you are just born this way and that's all that's going to be and that's all that happens, you know? Especially with certain like not mature. Especially with certain traits, I feel like it feels a bit reductive, especially when you start getting to social aspects of things. Because like with certain like medical things or like even phenotypes, like I get it. But like when you start getting to like more social things, I feel like the actual like nurture has so much to do with like how we behave in society. A lot of the times, how we react to certain things, how we might be good at some things or like not good at others, or like think of ourselves in certain ways, mostly because you're kind of been trained to do so, you know? But like it really does depend. Like in things like gender, like I feel like gender and gender expression is like so much like nurture rather than nature. Like a lot of like people that find themselves fighting against their nurture, like their actual like nature um gender expression, because of like the way society tells you, oh, you got to do this way or that way. So like it's that like fight between like who you are and who you're expected to be, kind of thing. I don't know if that makes any sense. So yeah, like it's not 100% one or the other for sure. It's just this kind of like battle between like, oh, I don't know, like boys are more impulsive than girls or whatever. It's like, are they, or are they just like trained from kids to just know that like their reactions aren't treated as harshly as women's reactions are, or like not expected to be as responsible for what they do as girls are. And then like so you kind of grow up in that environment, kind of thing. Like, you know, I don't know, it feels like nurture definitely has like a big role to play in that kind of like environment, especially when it comes to things like gender kind of ideas. I mean, gender itself is very constructed anyways, but yeesh. Or at least I believe it is. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist again. I just listen to a lot of people talk about these things. and kind of half remember some things that they mention and then repeat them half-heartedly. So yeah. If I'm completely wrong about everything, please tell me it is okay. I am just a guy who draws stuff. Like I'm here. Like the only teaching I'm doing here is the how to draw a house, and even then I'm like, well, there's other ways you could do it. Um, so like yeah, take literally absolutely everything I say with a grain of salt. I am not the end all be all of any single conversation. I actually used to get in trouble a lot as a kid because I like hypothesizing a lot of things, but I never say I think or like, oh, this is a thing that I think might be true kind of thing. I just always stated everything as a statement of fact. That got me into a lot of trouble as a kid. Because yeah, of course it would. It's really funny though. It's funny to think that like some moments I was very much just like right out of pure dumb luck. And so I kind of got used to just saying things as statements of fact, even though they were just like my half-built opinions. Um, yeah, something like that. I don't know. These are some weird, like wooden boards over here. Ugh, something like that, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely shaped by the tomboy ways of my childhood. Ooh, yes. Gender really changes my whole idea of nature versus nurture. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of those things like gender and race are like two of those things that you learn from a kid are things just because through like the specific societies that we live in, we treat them as if they were real, and there's a lot of importance and a lot of effects they can have on people, both positive but mostly negative, because of our perceptions of race and gender. But then you learn that like, oh no, we just kind of sort of made most of those up. It's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Hardcore tomboy country, cause I would always do the guy stuff with my brother. See, I was the opposite, Wingsman. I was what's the opposite of like a tomboy, like a girly boy, I guess. That was me. That was me. I got a lot bullied a lot in school because I liked hanging out with girls and playtime. Little did they know it's because I liked the girls, but I also liked singing musicals and like art, and I didn't like football and sports. So yeah, silly stuff. It's kind of insane the weird freaking rules that we put on gender for kids. It's funny when you hear like a lot of these very like intolerant people talk about how like gay people and trans people are trying to indoctrinate children, and it's like, I mean, like straight people have been indoctrinating children for years. Like cishet indoctrination is so freaking insane. Like they're just mad that like someone's teaching something that isn't the indoctrination into cishet like normativity, like weirdness. Yeah, like it goes so freaking deep. It's insane. You have kids calling other kids weird because they don't like to do the exact same thing. It's just, yeah, it's kind of odd. A Tom girl? Femboy. That was my first thought, but it seems to be ways off the mark. Yeah, I think femboy is more of like I don't know. I think femboy. Yeah, I mean maybe it has like more of like a gender expression thing. So I don't know, honestly. I don't know. They just called me the F slur, so just in Spanish, the Spanish version of this, which sounds very similar to the word ladybug, in case you were wondering. So there you go. Fun fact: I'm not saying the slur in either language, but you guys know. It's fun that it sounds like ladybug. Um, that was the quote unquote nice way of saying it. Instead of saying the slur, you would just call someone a ladybug. So yeah. Yeah, Spain. No, what a culture. What a people. Yeah, okay. I'm spending way too much on these friggin' shingles, and they don't even look that good. Okay, so gonna tilt this roof as well, I think. Yeah, definitely gonna tilt this roof. Something like this, I think, for it. You notice that I'm like trying to like I'm following more or less these straight lines, but I'm trying to like taper them a bit and stuff. Like I don't want to make them super straight. Just because straight things suck. They kind of like take away a lot of interest. So like they are sort of geometrical, but like I taper them in certain ways and in certain directions to give them a lot more character and personality, you know? Oh yeah, I always preferred to play rough with my Nerf guns instead of Barbies and whatnot. Yeah. Oh God, I wish I could have had a Nerf gun. My dad didn't want us to have Nerf guns because he essentially said that like like toys that look like guns are just designed to teach kids how to be soldiers. So yeah, he's like my country was under like a fascist dictatorship really not so long ago, and he grew up under that fascist dictatorship. So he has a point. He gets it. I still love Nerf guns and wish I had one, but yeah, I kind of get it. He kind of had a pretty good point there. It's not great to like teach kids that like shooting at each other. It's like a fun thing to do. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, no, it was one of those things that annoyed me as a kid because I was like, well, I really want to play like if I'm a soldier in Clone Wars. And then you get older and you're like, oh yeah, no, that I mean, he kind of had a point with that one. He kind of cooked with that one. Yeah, called propaganda. Generally though, I was like, yeah, kind of cooked with that one. Although anytime I went to like a friend's house and they had Nerf guns, it was like the most fun thing ever. I had these friends who, as well as Nerf guns, like one of them was like a gearhead. Like he was so into like engineering and stuff, and his parents were pretty well off, so he had a lot of like Lego, and he just like made his own like guns with like Lego Technique and stuff, like the Lego Technic, I think it's called Lego Technic, the one with like that's like Bionicles but like more techy. Yeah, he had like these really cool like repeating guns and stuff, and it was really awesome. He designed them himself. Very very cool stuff. Yeah, no, that was so fun. So yeah, instead of growing up with Nerfs, I just like essentially just made my own, like picked up sticks that sort of looked like guns and played with those instead. Uh, yeah, COD is 100% propaganda. Star Wars. Oh yeah, Technic. Yeah, Lego Technic, right? Yeah, the ones with like the pegs and stuff. They have gears and things. So like, yeah, he would like automate like guns with like rubber bands and things. Um, yeah, I love Star Wars, but there is parts of like I grew up so when I was like a preteen and stuff, like I when I was very very young, like I grew up watching the VHSs of Star Wars before I even understood what the heck was going on. I would just like roll back the VHSs over and over again and stuff. And when I was like growing up, the prequels were coming out, so like I got to see those in theaters when I was a kid, and stuff. Like I remember my dad and my mom like getting the videos at the video store and stuff, and like renting them for the weekend so like we could rewatch the first one before going out to see the second one and stuff. So like really big fan of Star Wars since I was a kid, but I got really fond of it during like the Clone Wars, and even though that show has so many freaking problems, having rewatched it as an adult, I have a big fondness for the Clone Wars. Like a big fondness for the Clone Wars. Ahsoka's my favorite Star Wars character because of that show. Yeah, no, very very big fondness for the Clone Wars, and I really loved the clones and stuff. So I liked playing at being a clone and stuff. One of like my like moments of like film and like filmmaking and stuff like really touching me was that like moment in, I think it's called the Umbara arc, where like they're fighting on a night planet, and like then there's like this evil like Jedi general kind of thing that essentially makes the clones kill each other and doesn't tell them and stuff. um yeah, that was like one of those big moments where I was like, oh my god, this is the most like emotional thing ever. Like I was sobbing at my computer while watching it and stuff. Yeah, no, like I really have like a big love and fondness for them. But it is true that like a lot of like the Clone Wars almost feels like Republic propaganda. Like the way the clones are portrayed as like wholly good, the separatists are like fully evil and stuff. Like it really doesn't jive too much with like what ends up happening at the end with like the Republic falling into fascism. Um, yeah, it kind of like generally feels like a little bit like Republic propaganda, that show. Still great, but like yeah, nowhere near as like actually poignant as like something like Andor, I think. Great freaking show if you haven't seen it. It's like, what if Star Wars was actually for adults? Cause yeah, no. Um, this it also I think why Andor was hated by a lot of like the Star Wars fan base because they're just man babies that don't actually want to deal with the real world things. Um, and probably didn't even get the original movies. So yeah. Oh, I hated that episode. Yeah, that was Wingspan. That was like an episode that just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh, war is bad. Turns out war is terrible. Yeah. A lot of that show has not held up, sadly. Really like the Bad Batch though. That was nice. That was really cute. Um, but yeah, no, Andor was certainly the best thing that's come out of Star Wars for a while. And I don't like the prequels as films, but the actual like lore that they build up and the like designs and stuff like that is like I'm very fond of it. It's just like they're not good films. Like they're freaking terrible films. But I'm not in the camp of the prequels were bad because there's too much politics. The prequels are bad because they're bad filmmaking. Like they're just like really really bad filmmaking. Like terrible character writing, terrible actual like progression of the story and the themes and stuff. But it's got really cool like core behind it. Like they could have been incredible movies. Um I think George Lucas was just like left to do whatever without question and they didn't work out. Like it feels to me that like maybe during the first Star Wars movies there was a lot more collaboration and other voices coming in there and um yeah. But like I get what he was going for and I like what he was going for. Like the whole idea of like how a democracy falls into fascism is really cool. Like I like that. It's great stuff. It's just not very well done. And making Darth Vader the protagonist was not a good idea. It would have been awesome to see like Anakin like turn to the dark side, but I think there should have been a more clear cut protagonist in Obi-Wan and his failure to like see how Anakin became like a fascist asshole. That would have been a bit more interesting, I think. But you know, agreed. Bad Batch was good, but I haven't watched the Andor show. Highly recommended Wingsmay, but also get ready for some like heavy subjects. It's really really good, but it's rough. It's like rough. Like it's not light entertainment. Didn't like the Ahsoka show, for example. Big fan of Ahsoka. Didn't like it. Also I didn't really like finish Rebels, so probably why like I didn't enjoy Ahsoka as much because I'm not that into um like the what Filoni did there kind of thing. Like it's fine, but it just I don't know. It feels just a bit surface level, especially like after Andor like generally tackles like what the actual like politics and like the like really the world of Star Wars as it really is, like what we see portrayed, like how it would actually be to live in it, versus like the more fantasy adventure aspect that like Ahsoka tackles, and like there's nothing wrong with it. It just not for me. Like I didn't nah. It was okay. It's just fine. Not my thing. Don't want to yuck anyone's yum. Just not my thing. I think Bad Batch manages to get to that place just because it's an animated show, and through animation, you can certainly go a bit more exaggerated within the realm of what reality is. Like, you can get away with a lot more implausible things just because of the medium of animation. It's kind of like how in theater you don't have to be as realistic as in film, just because, like, you're already suspending your disbelief to a certain level, you know? Yeah. I love seeing what happens when one person has full creative power. Hideo Kojima's naming will always make me chuckle. Yeah, no, I think that's a really fun thing. It's kind of why I hate IP laws. I wish more people could be able to just like do whatever the heck they wanted with like franchises and ideas and characters. I want to see takes on things. I like seeing takes on things. I think it's fun to see like different twists on things. Yeah, it's fun. So like I kind of want to see more talented people do like different things within different universes and stuff. Like, yeah. Also, the idea of like someone doing more Harry Potter but without giving money to a transphobe is also very appealing. Um, though to be honest, I'm kind of like past Harry Potter already. Big fan when I was a kid. Grew up loving Harry Potter, making my own wands and stuff. Like I had like full on costumes from like all the houses and things. I know my friggin' Patronus. I'm a Ravenclaw, of course. If you're a millennial, you have to like Harry Potter. That's kind of like part of existing in that like thing. And I'm kind of like a half millennial, half Gen Z guy. So, yeah, like I grew up with them. So I've got a lot of love for the films. I read some of the books as a kid, but gosh darn it. Um, Looking back at them, they've aged like milk, first of all, especially the books. And yeah, and just I don't want to support J.K. Rowling in any of her endeavors. Yeah. Gosh, the early 2000s and 2010s were certainly a weird era. Oh man, this whole idea of like the end of politics, the end of racism kind of thing, like it was such a weird thing being a kid during that time. Like I understand why a lot of reactionaries hate that like everything's political now. It's like no, it's not that everything's political. It's that like we just went through 2 decades of just ignoring politics and pretending they don't exist because they didn't affect us personally. As in everything has always been political, especially art. Films have always been political. Star Wars, especially. Oh my god, the people who are like, "Oh, Star Wars used to not be political." Oh my god, the heck are you dumb or what? Like, it's about the Vietnam War. The rebels are the Viet Cong, man. It's so freaking obvious. Like, they just made the Empire British, but that's because they sound more evil. They didn't have the American, like the Empire sound American, just because like it would have been a bit less menacing, and they were like, "Hey, y'all, let's blow up that star system." But like, yeah, no, it's the U.S. are the bad guys in Star Wars. It's very freaking obvious. Oh God. Iron Lung was really good for that. Ooh, hopefully it opens the doors for more creative driven projects in the future. Yeah. Oh man, I missed Iron Lung. They were playing it one single day in my area, and I got really sick, and I was like I can't go watch it, but I really wanted to give it a shot because yeah, I mean I love indie filmmaking, so I wanted to support it 100%. Sorry. Maybe in a world without my thoughts and views on anything. Yes, exactly. That's how that works, right? You just like yeah, I'm just gonna come up with something completely divorced from any of my experiences as a human being. That's how art works, right? That's what art is. You just like make thing. Yeah. Like even when you think about it, like even like something like Harry Potter, um, with all like offense intended to J.K. Rowling, like she did not intend to write anything other than just like consumerist entertainment. She put zero thought into a lot of things. It took her 3 books and a lot of people telling her that her bad guys were neo Nazis for her to be like, oh yeah, they kind of are like the Nazis. They're right, yeah. So like not the brightest bulb there. But even her, without intention, like of putting, like without the intention of putting certain ideas into her books, there's a lot of her actual ideas into her books. The ideas of like austerity politics that she's so fond of, and like this. this like British form of neoliberalism where like it's just classism disguised as different things. Her fat phobia is all over those books. Her like way of just like writing things as like if someone is living through a bad time it's because they deserve to. Even just the fact that like freaking Harry Potter's best friend has parents that are struggling a lot financially. He just inherited thousands of millions. These parents of his best friend take him in as part of his family. Yeah, he never shares his wealth with the fucking. It's essentially his adoptive family. It's just, yeah, because that's what she would do. You know, it's like, oh no, it's my money. So yeah, like it's kind of insane. Like the ideas of like creating a world that's so unequal and racist and horrible, and then just like being like, no, but that's fine. That's just how the world is. Like all of those ideas of hers are like in the text of Harry Potter, even if she didn't intend to put them there, which I don't think she intended to put them there because I don't think she intended to do a lot of things. Um, yeah. She's not a very good writer. I'm not a very good writer to be fair, but yeah. So yeah, no, it's kind of funny because like even when people don't intend to do the like to put themselves or their opinions or their political ideas in the text, they end up going there anyways. You know? Oh no, my music stopped. Okay, there we go. Oh, I thought I disconnected there for a second. Take your rolling, you can't make me the bankers Jewish goblins. Oh, I know, God, the anti-Semitism. Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. I don't even think it was intentional anti-Semitism. It's just casual anti-Semitism, which kind of makes it worse in some ways. Because it's like, yeah, you were just like so unaware of your prejudices. God, yeah. God, the goblin bankers. The freaking house elf slavery thing. They're slaves, but they actually like being slaves, so you shouldn't free them. Because if you free them, they will tell to become alcoholics and be miserable. Like fucking hell. Oh god. There's like reflecting real world issues and biases and racism within the world of your fiction, well, like within your fictional world, and then there's like just world building racistly. Like god damn it. There's a difference between having racism be a thing in your world and like saying no, but like racism is accurate in this world actually. We can prove it. God damn it, J.K. Rowling. Yeah. I write, but my ADHD shows up and it becomes 15 different stories. I feel your wings, mate. I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. Um, yeah. Another reason why I enjoy trying to like make my drawing projects go by as quick as possible. So I kind of want to get into onto something else. Um, in some ways, it's nice. It's kind of like given me the ability to become pretty good at a lot of different things, but gosh, is it frustrating sometimes. Oy. I need to see if there's something I can take for it, honestly. That make me a lot more productive, able to concentrate a lot better. Gosh. It's not a very extreme ADHD though. Might be ADD, I don't know. Again, very much undiagnosed. Just a couple of therapists have told me that maybe I should get it checked. Whip. And a lot of friends with ADHD are like, "Are you sure you're not like me?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think I might be. Yes, actually." uh, don't worry, you've been peer assessed. Yeah, I've been peer assessed plenty of times. I've been peer diagnosed. I've had all my friends with ADHD be like, "Are you sure you're not one of us? It feels like you're one of us." Yeah. What's more powerful than that, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna make some like wooden boards over here, I think, to add a little bit of texture. And again, exaggerate like this is mostly wood. I think I want to leave like some of this bits like more like a wood that's like covered with some like That kind of like muddy, papery thing. Slow something. I don't know what it's called. The white stuff that you see in those very like medieval buildings you see in like American theme parks. That thing. Yes, whatever that's called. Yeah, I'm gonna put that all over these places. Okay, so we need a door and we need a couple windows to kind of like give us more of a better idea of what our scale is. Um, I think this one might actually end up being a bit bigger than our other house actually. So yeah, same diagnosis with autism, but not ADHD yet. Unless my mom makes me go to get it identified, I'm just going to continue with life. Lol. Yeah, those days are painful as AF. Vivid remembers them. Oh yeah, really? Oh, I didn't know they were painful tests. Maybe I will continue being undiagnosed then. Yeah, I don't really want a painful test. Oh no, how painful we talking? No, 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 no. Um, I thought they just asked you a bunch of questions. Are you talking painful, like metaphorically painful, like oh what a pain, or like oh yeah they stab you 20 times and see how you react? I wouldn't be surprised either way, honestly. But yeah, no, definitely would like to know before I sign up for a test. Okay, door. Sure, let's make it a bit rounded. That's fun. I can make a round little door. And then I'm gonna make this bit be like a rounded wooded plank. I think the way they do this, because I've seen this in a bunch of buildings, like a rounded out wood. I think you just like wet the wood a lot and slowly like hold it in place until like it gets round. I'm not 100% sure though. I do not do woodworking. I think probably something like that. The process is just exhausting and difficult to get through. Oh, that sounds like, yeah. So it's like painful in the, oh, that's so painful, rather than, oh my god, I'm dying, painful. Yeah, like more metaphorically painful. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how good it would be in Spain though. Like that's the one thing I'm kind of like scared of because I know like it's already hard to find a therapist here. Culturally, we're not very in touch with our feelings in this sense that like if you are depressed in Spain, you just like buck up and move on with your life. And it's like, well, maybe have you tried not being depressed? So like it's hard enough to find a therapist. I don't know how much like actual like mental health services I'm gonna be able to like find for like stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it can't be that much ADHD anyways though, because it's gone undiagnosed for a really long time and it hasn't really, or maybe it's just because it's the type that hasn't really like posed many like academic issues and things like that. So they just, yeah, they just didn't care too much. I've always been quite good academically, even though I was constantly multitasking during classes as the kid who was like drawing while the teacher was teaching, and they would get mad at me, but like I kind of like I was listening to them. I was just drawing because I wanted to do stuff while they were talking. My classes were kind of boring. Yeah, definitely can vary. Some people look down on us for no reason at certain times. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, the PG test segment is optional. They make you do so many test sittings in a room that it stressed me out because I was stuck in a room doing 50 different questions. Yeah, that sounds boring as fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna get jittery with that. Recently I've been getting a lot of anxiety, which has been giving me a lot of jitters, but I'm kind of working to manage this, and it's going okay-ish. But yeah, no, the idea of sitting still in a room sounds a bit daunting, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like sitting still too much. Unless like I'm doing something, like I'm okay sitting still like I'm doing right now. I'm not like still, but like drawing and stuff, like that's fine. But otherwise I would rather walk. I like walking around. Boop. Meditation's hard, but I have been practicing meditation, so maybe that'll help sit still in a room. Yeah, when I was doing yoga, we did a lot of meditation. And it was hard, but like because I did yoga in the mornings, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, sometimes it was less meditating and more kind of dozing off because I was really tired. So it was more like thinking about your inner thoughts and more like half falling asleep. And the time where like I was actually thinking my inner thoughts, it was a bit chaotic and loud in there. So yeah, brain doesn't really fully shut up ever, kind of thing. I don't know. That's relatable. But yeah, that's definitely the case. Brain's there. It's loud. It talks a lot. Um, do. It definitely can vary. Some people look down on us. Yeah, no, I'm scared of that with Spain. I've had a like a not like a therapist. The ones that give you pills. I forgot what their name is, but like I had to go to like the guy who gives you the pills before I could go to a therapist and tell him specifically, no, I don't want pills. I want therapy. Cause it's just like the rules essentially, and he was like, he got like really like pretty mad at me for like even mentioning, hey, also some friends have told me I might have ADHD and I don't know if that's something I need to get diagnosed. It's like, ugh, people nowadays. I was like, okay, I thought this was your freaking job. Okay, bye. Never mind then. Yeah. Some mega anxiety over here, but that's why I started weightlifting. Yeah, that's why I go on really long walks. I need to work on my energy, work out the stress and anxiety. Exactly. Oh, yoga is nope, nope, no for me. Yeah, I'm incredibly unflexible. I'm like a dry twig, so it was really hard, but it was helping. It definitely is a lot of exercise. Just staying still doesn't feel like exercise, but goddamn, it was a workout. My brain was shutting up the past 20 minutes. ATF, welcome back. Psychiatrist, yes, Brie. That's the one I was talking about. Psychiatrist. They're the ones that give you the pills. Yes, that's how I know the difference. Right? Yes. I'm never talking to those pill hells. Nah. I should exercise more. Yeah, exercise is generally good. It's just I don't like a lot of the ways that exercise needs to be done. I hate going to the gym. I've done it a bunch. I really don't like it. It makes me very sad. I don't like gyms. I like doing exercise outside, and not all the time is it good to do exercise outside because it's, pouring, freezing, or just nighttime and dark. My case, I'm a guy, but like, if I wasn't, I wouldn't want to be. And even then, like as a guy, I don't want to really be walking in the middle of nowhere at night. And depending on where you are in the world, like you don't even have access to places where you can walk. So I can understand why like people go to gyms, but I do not like the vibes of gyms. I feel like I'm being judged, and it's just surrounded by people and they're stinky and nah, no, no, no. My concentration wanders. Yeah, so does mine. Stay in the moment. The moment in the morning tends to be a sleepy time. Yeah, I'm so sleepy in the mornings, and then as soon as nighttime hits, and I'm like, okay, trying to be sleep, it's so hard for me to fall asleep at a reasonable time. It is insanely hard for me to fall asleep at a reasonable time. Like my time things are so fucked. Like yesterday, I tried, and then just like a little bit of noise my brother was making woke me up, and then I couldn't go to sleep until like 3 in the morning or something. It's so rough, man. Gosh, it's really annoying because I generally try to be a good like person that wakes up certain hours of the day where I'm supposed to be awake, and it's good because like sun gives me like nice feeling hormones, it gives you little happy hormones. So I do want to be awake when it's light out, but gosh, I'm so productive at night. I just sit down and do stuff, and it goes really well, and I'm really productive. But I should not do it because it is bad for my mental health. Okay. So some windows. Let's draw some windows. Gosh, I don't want to draw windows. Hey, I don't think I'm gonna get to color these. I think I can go for maybe 30 minutes longer, and then I'm gonna need to call it a day for the stream. Also, I think making these streams as long as I'm making them is probably bad for like reaching the affiliate. Is it called affiliate? The Twitch thing. Because I think I need a minimum of like 4 people live, an average or something like that. So by making them long, some of you are rightfully leaving. But yeah, at some point we'll get there. It's fine. It just means ads, so it's fine if like there's no ads. Um, I kind of want to have emotes. I want to give you guys emojis that you can use, like the little bee, like our cute little bee in the corner. His name is Bea. I want to say no. I completely forgot. Dibibibi? No. Completely forgot. Never mind. I've gotten into a bit of calisthenics and stretching just because I can do it in my room. Yeah, that's nice. Calisthenics are really good and very healthy. Very good for your heart. So is cycling, apparently. Um, yeah, my sister, she does a lot of cycling, just because of where she lives. I feel like if I did cycling here, I would die because everything's very hilly. But like, there's a lot of places in Europe that are flat as heck and really well like adjusted to things like bicycles, which is the fun part. Like you are able to just like ride and not get run over by cars. But yeah, again, like a lot of exercise thing also comes with the idea of like how well your environment is suited for actual like human interaction. From having been to the States recently, some places are not suited for human interaction at all. They seem to be built for a species of wheeled quadruped that we know as cars and nothing else. So, like, I can understand how hard it is for some people to exercise because I hate going to the gym, and I would like my only exercise really that I get is walking around to places to do stuff. I cannot imagine what it would be like to live in a place where like I can't walk anywhere. Like I'd be, yeah, I would have died of a heart attack a while ago. Like I would not be healthy in the slightest. It's rough. It's rough, man, and it's not fair at all. I think freedom of mobility is like one of those things that like goes kind of like underrepresented, but like being able to just like freely move from one place to another is so important. That counts as like changing countries as well. Like, I don't believe in like I don't want to say I don't believe in borders because borders are a thing that exist, but like I don't believe there should be borders. I don't believe you should be like prohibited from moving from one country to another. I believe that like everyone should be able to just like move wherever the heck they want to suit their needs because yeah, like it's just good for everyone. Eh, especially the European nations, because like goddamn, we've exploited the entire world so much. It's like least we could do is let them come here if they want to. Like goddamn it, least we can do is be like, hey guys, want to come over, visit all your plundered artifacts in our museums. Gosh darn it, it's insane. Going to the Louvre and like half of the Louvre in Paris is just like other places in the world. Like they literally have the freaking walls of like a Mesopotamian city, like the actual like tower walls just there inside another building. That is absolute insanity. Like imagine someone comes to your house, they take like half of your house away, put it in a museum. What the heck? Oh man. I think John Oliver did a piece on the an episode of his like little political comedy show thing. I mean, it's less comedic and more depressing, but I think he did a piece on the British Museum specifically and all the artifacts they're plundered. It's insane. Oh, man. We even have like an entire like Egyptian mausoleum in the middle of Madrid in our capital city. I believe it's because like when we were under Napoleonic rule, and Napoleon like plundered Egypt and stuff, he like gifted some to his brother who was at the time in charge of Spain. But like still like goddamn, we just have like an entire like Egyptian temple in like one of like in the middle of our city there, like in one of our parks. It's fun fact where the young kids go to drink and do drugs. So, it is the Botellón spot of Madrid, the Egyptian temple. We're really taking good care of it and stuff. Yeah, it's really where that should be. So, yeah, seeing all the people looking at artifacts from their own culture in foreign museums, I know, right? If we had enough buckets in the Nile, would be sitting in a British museum right now. Yup, yup. Oh, if they had enough buckets, then I would certainly be at a British museum right now. Oh, for sure. Gosh. God, man. It's insane. And it's everyone. Like, the fucking Greeks, like, half of their shit's still in the British Museum. Like, bro, we were part of the European Union together and you didn't even return the Greek artifacts. Oh, there's no chance for anything else. Like, that's insane. The crown jewels of the UK are essentially just like a bunch of plundered jewels from India, I believe. Um, so yeah, they've asked for them back a couple times. Yeah, no, it's insanity. I feel like that I grew up watching like the Mummy and Indiana Jones and stuff, and I really like the whole like archaeological and adventure movie genre. I like that's one of my like dreams is like if I ever get to like direct a film about like native people doing a heist at a museum essentially and like reclaiming stolen artifacts. I would freaking love that. And still like have the whole supernatural element kind of thing and like monster movie stuff, but like yeah, like taking crap from the British Museum. That'd be a good movie. I would love that. Okay. Making the windows round. I've decided that like this round shape is going to be kind of consistent. I'm probably going to do like the lattice thing for these as well. So the thing here is because I'm offsetting it because of the perspective. Like the window's actually like here kind of like this is kind of where like the window would be. So when it comes time to like choose the center of it to do this kind of like lattice effect, you kind of have to take into account that it's like not going to match the center of what you're seeing because of the whole depth thing. So like it's always good to have like these lines and draw through things when you're like drawing. Like you want to draw through them because otherwise like if you were like doing a cross thing you might do it here, but like because of the way the window is placed it would actually like probably go somewhere like that because it has depth and stuff. So yeah, just take that into account when you're like drawing and things. Like there's depth to things and especially with windows. Yeah, also these ones are gonna look like almost like sticks and stuff just because the more like the flatter the perspective is in the sense, like the slimmer the windows are gonna look. So yeah, it's a perspective thing. It's fun. I bike into town most of the time, but there's little room in the road for a bike, and when passing cars, not yeah, no, it's quite dangerous as well. Like I grew up in a town that didn't really have a lot of bike paths, but because it was a smaller town, I did cycle to class, like to school, pretty much every morning. Yeah, I've almost gotten in a couple of accidents. Cars are not fun. They are absolute menaces on the road, and yeah, the more the driver does a route, the more like they think they're good. So like the more confident they are, and the less they look and stuff. So yeah, it's dangerous. It can be very, very dangerous. So it kind of sucks. I do. Okay, so something like this, I think. Yeah, something like this, and then uh, nope. I can't think of. Okay, So let me like do some horizontal lines. Yeah, that's better. So I can have some, yeah, as many guidelines as I need. It's fine. Okay, this is better. Okay, so diagonal, diagonal there. Now diagonal, diagonal here. And then like two more over here and over there. Okay, that's perfect. See, that's a lot better, I think. This big one can go, I think, right? Can it? I don't know. I feel like I'm doing things wrong. No, I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Oh, because this is a bit uncentered, isn't it? Yeah, these three things should be closer to this side. Oh man. Okay. So more like that. Okay, that's the center of the thing. Okay. So now a diagonal that goes up, then a diagonal that goes down, another diagonal here, and then another diagonal there. Okay, okay. Now it makes a lot. I feel like now it makes a bit more sense. Does it? I don't know. This is hard. Why did I do latticing? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then this, and this. Okay, okay, okay. God damn, finally. That was hard. That was really hard. Why was that hard? Okay, cool. And now I just come in here and do like the little gaps. Okay, gosh darn it. That was surprisingly a lot. Oh man. Okay. Literally Harry Potter and the Weasleys. I don't know what I said. That's literally the Harry Potter and the Weasleys. No. No. Oh no. I took too long to read the comment and now we have no context for it. Oh, the horrors. Not getting a bit. It's the cruelest thing that someone could do. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, Bree. I'm sure this is a wonderful one because you've had some brilliant takes on today's stream. So, can you guys hear me like getting progressively more tired? Because I feel like my voice is getting a bit tired right now. Um, I hope I don't sound too bored. Like I want to have energy and stuff, but I feel like I sound progressively more tired because we've been going at it like 2 hours plus at this point. Okay. We're almost at the 3 hour mark. Um, I might just imagine these windows. Okay, there's just three windows left. We're gonna do the windows. We're gonna finish the windows. Let's finish the friggin' windows. Okay, okay. Let's finish the friggin' windows. Um, yeah. So like these go over here, kind of thing, and then I'm just gonna go have some nice dinner and probably watch some Stargate SG-1, which is what I've been binging recently. Um, good show. Very pro army, which sucks, but like it's fun because it's a retro show. Surprisingly okay, like protagonist like female character. I was surprised that like a sci-fi show from the 90s was like this good when it comes to like the main female character. Yeah, she doesn't get as horribly sexualized as I remembered. So that's great. Uh, Pretty fun show. It's essentially what if like the weird ancient alien conspiracy people were right. I don't know if you've ever watched the Stargate movie. I really liked it as a kid. It's very creepy and it scared the shit out of me, but I really enjoyed it. Um, and yeah, it's essentially like it's very ancient aliens and like sadly it carries a lot of like the white supremacist and racist like ideas with it. It tries really hard not to do that, which is interesting. Like it generally like tries to like take away the racist implications from like a lot of like the ideas of ancient alien theories. Um it doesn't like fully succeed, but I do appreciate that they're like aware of them and trying hard not to. Yeah, it's a fun sci-fi show though. If you don't know, if you're not like me and spend hours like listening to people talk about like ancient alien theories and why they're incredibly racist, um, essentially it's like these theories that people have that like there were advanced aliens that came to, like, in a nutshell, advanced aliens that came to Earth in the past and helped humans build certain structures, and like things like the pyramids of Giza are not just pyramids, they're like something else because like they were built by aliens and not humans, or like humans but with alien helps. It essentially posits that like brown people can't build crap. That's like more or less just what all of these theories bog down to. It's like, oh, if brown, then no, why build? Yeah, it's just a bunch of white people saying, hey, they couldn't build them. They were brown. So, yeah, there's like a lot of like racist implications on it. There's a lot of like weird like even like Nazi, like literal Nazi shit in in these theories. Like when you go back to where like a lot of these ideas come from, it's like the weird like Nazi mysticism where like they thought like they were descendants of like an ancient race that was better than everyone else, and like all the cool things that have ever happened in history was them and their ancestors kind of crap. So like there's like a lot of racism and horrible ideas with ancient aliens, but it does make a fun sci-fi show. They don't really explore that. They just kind of like don't like they have their way of like going against the kind of like racist ideas is that like even though a lot of like the ancient technology is alien, they kind of try to imply that like the humans were like the Egyptians were like strong enough to like liberate themselves from these super advanced evil aliens. So like there's definitely something like really cool and advanced and awesome about like ancient Egyptians as like human beings. So like, you know, it's not like 100% racist propaganda, but sadly the more you learn about like this whole like ancient alien things, the harder it is for you to like, you know, not conflate it with like the absolute racist bullshit that comes from them, you know. But yeah, uh, that doesn't mean believing in aliens is racist, by the way. It's just these specific theories. There's nothing wrong about believing in aliens. I'm pretty sure aliens exist. It'd be really weird if we're the only freaking like sentient little buggers in the galaxy. We're not even the only sentient little buggers in our planet, so you know, makes sense that other life forms exist. Makes sense that some of them are more advanced than us. Makes little sense to think that the pyramids couldn't have been built with the technology they had. Because that's stupid. Because we know exactly how the pyramids were built, and we've known for a while. It's pretty obvious, pretty clear. We have so many remains, archaeological remains of them. But yeah, sorry, I'm just getting into my. I have a lot of fun with this. I really like debunking ancient alien stuff. It's really fun. I spend a lot of time watching videos about these stuff. I don't know. It's just yeah, it's one of those like misinformation things that is like very like almost ever present. And yeah, and I don't know. It's I kind of like archaeology in a little bit. I'm more fond of paleontology than archaeology, but archaeology is cool. I like the dinos more than the humans though. They're more fun. Less racist as far as we know. I don't think dinosaur racism was a thing. Then again, maybe. Okay, so a little bit of wood texture over here to again like mirror that kind of thing. This feels a bit blank, but I don't want to put too much over here. Like I could do something or maybe. Hmm. Oh gosh, we're almost at the 3 hour mark. Okay, this is something quickly. Haven't even colored these. I should add some color. Maybe on Thursday we start by adding color and then we jump onto Minecraft. I do start earlier on Thursday, so we do have a little bit more time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I wanna. I'm just not gonna do this. Am I? I don't know. Maybe I'll just copy paste this. Maybe let's copy this window. Flip mirror layer. Where the heck are you? Oh, there you are. Forgot this does that. Every program I use to draw works different, so sometimes I forget. Okay, so more or less this. No, I don't actually want to add a window there. That area has no windows. It's they have stuff in the wall. It's a kitchen or something. Okay, so we can see pretty clearly how with the same basic shape underneath, like this same basic shape idea, we can come up with two houses that look drastically different. Both of them are old style houses, both of them are quite rustic, but they clearly belong to very different like biomes and very different cultures with the same kind of like basic shapes. You can see by like the shape we choose to give the windows, the doors, the materials, the and textures we add, the kind of like elements of like the roofs and things like that. Just by playing around with them and changing them around, we come up with two houses that look quite different from each other. So yeah, essentially like that's kind of what I wanted you guys to like test out and like see from here. Like by having these like three-dimensional patterns behind, we kind of were able to do this a lot faster than if we had to like think about the actual perspective actively a lot. I'll probably give these some color. Maybe we'll do it on next stream. Maybe I'll do it between streams. I don't know. But yeah, but just to like play around with them. And then what we're going to do is try to build these in Minecraft. So I'm going to try give it some interesting colors. But yeah, you can see how like easily we could do some like line arts. Like, yeah, we've been here for 3 hours. But like essentially like did like a house per like hour and a half, which isn't bad, I don't think. And having that like preset perspective and structure really makes things a lot faster when it comes to drawing a house from imagination essentially. And then obviously like all the references from like real life, like we talked about, like having a bunch of pictures and ideas of how you want to design that house and how you want to draw it, really very much like helps create that like information of the specific style that you want to apply for it. But yeah, pretty similar scales, pretty similar shape, but then very different style. So yeah, the scale, this one's a bit bigger than this one, as you can see from like the size of the door. Like this one feels a tiny little bit bigger than this one, but pretty similar scales. Pretty much the same shape, just incredibly different styles. So yeah, that's kind of it for today, guys. That's kind of what I wanted to do, and I wanted to show you. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. My PNG tuber's being weird. Hello, Mister. Okay, it's stuck. I'm not talking anymore. Another technical issue. Fun stuff. What if I switch you around? Nope, still nothing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. The microphone must be. Okay, the microphone must not be connecting properly with the app. I don't know what's going on, but my PNG tuber is not talking now. I don't know how long this has been going on for. No one stream without a technical issue. Literally, TF. I cannot. I am incapable of streaming without a technical issue. Oh well. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is our nice desert house. I should add some like nice little cacti or something. Something really stereotypical, some like some pots and some cacti, and this one maybe some barrels and some berries or something. But yeah, you guys can see how like we had this same kind of like basic idea and we kind of developed it in very different ways. I definitely like encourage you to try this out. It's a strike, it wants a break. Yeah, I think it's been talking too long. It's like, nah mate, I'm out. Yeah, no, I think yeah, no, it's definitely a really fun exercise. I definitely encourage you to try it out, drawing these houses with these existing kind of like shapes. You can go over and do it in Minecraft. You can screenshot some of the ones we have over here. I know I did a couple here, so like feel free to. Oops, no, nope. Okay, sorry. I keep instinctively pressing the space, and I shouldn't within this program. But yeah, you can see like these are a couple of different ones with like different shapes. You can definitely like try out seeing what like these can like lend you to and stuff like that. Or like we said, like organizing some blocks in your room and taking a picture of them. Just by having this kind of like basic idea, you can have a 3-point perspective like we have here, which is quite complicated when you're starting, but with the actual like stuff underneath our 3 point perspective ends up look like being quite simple to actually execute, just because again, like this has like a 3 point perspective. There's like very much like a meeting point for all the, like a vanishing point right down here, as you can see through like these lines, these vertical ones. There's a vanishing point down there, and there's like two vanishing points to the sides. So like it's a 3 point perspective, which is quite a complex one if you're setting it up with like a bunch of grids. But yeah, but with this kind of like little cheat, it was quite simple for us to do it. So it means that as an artist, you can focus more on how you want to design this house and the fun stuff of like studying different forms of roofing, different forms of doors and windows and wall textures and whatever kind of like character you want to imbue into your house. So it gives you the opportunity to play around with houses as if they were characters, rather than be solely focused on trying to get your perspective right, which I know is something that a lot of us like struggle to and very much stress over. So it kind of like frees you from that burden and allows you to kind of like just test things out and see where things go. So I think it's a very fun methodology for you to kind of like familiarize with yourself with like designing buildings in general. So yeah, highly recommended. And again, like the idea that I introduced earlier, that I've done a couple of, and I think you guys are familiar with from like a couple of like challenges that we did on Discord earlier. The idea of just like grabbing a picture of a Minecraft house and drawing it and seeing how it looks. In this case, I added a lot of blue because, you know, with a lot of warm tones, I kind of wanted a more like cold tone to contrast it. But yeah, you can see how like you can grab something that's like fairly simple or something fairly complex and add a lot to it by drawing it. So it is quite fun. It ends up being quite a really fun exercise for you to like try and play around with. So yeah, even for like the simplest kind of like house over here, you can exaggerate things like the shapes of the shingles and things of that sort. So yeah, definitely highly recommend you guys try it out and play around with it um during houses. It's kind of fun, turns out. So yeah, my PNG tuber is still frozen. Like completely frozen. Well, now he's on talk constantly, and yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the microphone. There's something weird about the mic. But yeah, well, thank you very much, everyone, for showing up. Thank you very much for coming today. Uh, Thank you for joining me. It's amazing having you guys here while we do these things, because yeah, it's a lot more fun to stream when there's actually people that you're streaming to. So thank you very much. I hope you guys had fun. I hope I didn't bore you too much with my rambles, and I hope you learned something about drawing. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys on Thursday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so we're gonna celebrate it and stuff. But yeah, Thursday we're coming back. We're either going to do a little bit of painting, or we're just going to go directly into Minecraft and try to build these houses there. So that's going to be a fun one. Okay, goodbye everyone. Have a wonderful one, and I will see you all Thursday. Bye bye, guys. Bye. I'll try not to TF. Thank you.